Cybernation Uncensored.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Cybernation Uncensored and welcome to the last episode of our Blade Runner campaign. As always, it is a mature stream, but it's likely going to cover more topics of gore, violence, and horrific ways for people to die from bullets. Woo! So, thank you first of all for everyone who's been with us since the beginning. We are ending this campaign on a potentially explosive note, and before we get started, as always, for the last time, let's get to meet our Blade Runner, ex-Blade Runners, and one terrorist. Starting with Dorsley.
I'm Dorsley, and for the last time, I'm going to be playing Agent EV1-9.3, or just Evie. And yeah, we're ready for a fight.
Great. Shockman.
Hey guys, I'm Michael Shockman. I'm playing George Stone, the marksman, the myth, the man, the legend, I guess. Yeah, Dorsley said it best. Gonna be explosive, it's gonna be a blast, and I'm looking forward to putting a pin in this. So let's go.
Captain.
Hey, I'm Captain, and I'm gonna be playing Jack. And I know Nigel said that there's gonna be a lot of bullet-related gore, but I'm here to shake that up, and hopefully there's going to be some bone-breaking, face-changing martial art action that Jack will be able to pull off, and I'm looking forward to it.
As if this wasn't going to be bloody enough. Right, so, covered some disclaimers. Let's just jump right into our finale here, shall we? Last time, all of our Blade Runners have collectively decided to meet with the terrorist L and have all collectively decided to side with her after she had offered some very, very enticing prospect and had explained to you all the questions that you needed answered. Her plan is to storm the Wallace Corporation. Not to kill Wallace directly, although that would be a nice bonus, but to access some of the files to delete all of the records of the 2,000 plus replicants, including all of yours, from every database which Wallace has access to, so that you can all escape off-world and not have to live your life looking over your shoulder. The prospect of a new life, in a new age where you can be and act as whoever you want to be and act. And we have a -2 in the chat already. There's still 2 + 2s floating around there, so there is that. But for now, the 3 of you have been introduced to an old, retired, and essentially one of the first traitors of the Blade Runners, Deckard, who is going to be helping the Replicant Freedom Movement for reasons that are clear if you ever watch the next movie, or the last movie. But for now, you have stormed in through the basement floor. Deckard and Elle have come out and basically killed the guards there before they even knew what hit them. And Elle is setting up sandbags, setting up traps, setting up claymores, setting up bombs, and basically fortifying this position because all of Wallace's security is out on the street, including Blade Runners, to handle the various literal fires that have been set all over the city. And the second -2. Okay. Someone doesn't want you guys to live through this.
Yeah, come on. Happy endings.
With all of the fires being set in the city, literal and figuratively, Wallace and the Blade Runners are too busy to handle this assault, and anyone that will is going to come through this entrance, which has been set up and fortified. After setting up everything, and after you guys spend a little bit of time helping Elle, fix all the claymores everywhere, she is perched up behind large, about 4-foot tall sandbag. And then she just looks at the four of you, including Deckard. Okay then. Get it done. Make sure no one comes after you for as long as I can. He just takes out, he just loads that massive shotgun with the long barrel. So, you have elevator pass keys, and we've overwritten their security protocols, so you should be able to use them. To a certain extent. Security room's going to be packed with security. I suggest you go 2 floors down and take the stairwell. Just nod.
Hey Nigel, is the Sirenscape on?
It should be now.
I'm not hearing any. Okay.
You just look. Get up there. Get this done. She's going to stay behind. She's going to try and cover your asses and try to take down all the people who are going to come by, which is why she's equipped with a massive 50 caliber rifle and an anti-tank rifle. The rest of you are going to the elevator. Any final things that you'd like to say before that elevator door opens and whatever happens, happens? Deckard is just there, having a smoke in the elevator, with his old school blaster still on his holster.
George will look to Evie and say, if I don't make it out of this and you do, take care of Iffy.
I will.
Tell her I love her. Tell her I love her.
Jack, for what it's worth, I'm sorry for lying to you before about my my history.
Jack, who's just like doing stretches, like shoulder rolls, and like bending his neck in odd angles, is just gonna look over to you and he's gonna say, "If I felt bad about every time someone lied to me, I think I'd already met an early grave." Nah. L. See you at Extract.
You're all talking like rookies. Don't you know it's bad luck to be talking about shit like that? Toss cigars. Bird -2. Wow, Chunky Bird really hates everyone here. Okay.
Man, I have 2K points. Can I just start manipulating my own rolls?
We're not. I have so many points. We're not allowed to redeem it for our own game, and I'm sad.
Someone has to fight. That's Wallace. Get him.
Yeah.
Fight against it.
Just so you all know, Deckard and L do have to roll their own things as well at any point in this game. They may or may not take it depending on where the initiative lands. But Deckard does just finish the last of his cigars that he tosses on the ground, haphazardly just leaving it in the elevator, this pristine elevator Wallace, and looks at all of you. Stop talking like it's the last time you're going to talk. It's bad luck. And he just checks his blaster. Doors open, and you are immediately greeted by the security. However, you are prepared to fire, knowing what you're doing. They are only prepared to go to the elevator, so their guns are kind of pointed down, which means before we ever enter initiative, you all get a chance to do something as you meet the 5 security guards, heavily armed and armored, about to go to you. And before they can raise their weapons, what do each of you do? And to make it simple, Deckard's gonna shoot them.
I think Evie's gonna run up to one of them, probably the one on like the far left, grapple and use them as a human shield against the rest of them.
Right? Deckard's not used to the caliber of assault rifle that he was been provided, and misses thanks to that negative. Evie, you called an action first, you do something first.
Okay.
Grapple, huh? Hand to hand.
Yeah.
with disadvantage, but you have martial arts, so that's advantage.
So it's
a straight roll.
roll. Yeah. Okay.
This is opposed because it's a grapple roll. But
Okay.
the tie goes to you. So one guy is about to put up his rifle after Deckard shoots at them. You drop his rifle nozzle down with a hand, grab him by the other, and twist him around so he's facing his comrades. Now you have a shield. What about George? What do you want to do? I think you and Kevin are going to share the last of the -2s here.
George will. What's the formation of the, aside from what the one the Evie has? What's the formation of the enemy right in front of us?
Exactly as they are. So there's like 3-ish in front, 1 in the back, but they have space between them, so the guy in the back is still visible, not really covered.
Evie or George Lee, did Evie take out? Did she take the one directly in front, or did she take one of the ones
directly
on the
in front
side?
and to the left of you? And she's
So-
sort of
yeah,
in the
so
corner of the elevator, grabbing on.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
So the
far
one in
left.
the-
Yeah.
The one in the very back is still visible.
There
I'm
are
just
2
gonna
of them in
open
the
up
back,
with my.
but both are visible.
I'm gonna open up with just a point blank autocannon shot with my sniper rifle. Like, boom.
Go ahead. You do have disadvantage, but
Okay.
you have sniper, so that cancels out. So you have a straight
Yeah.
roll.
Yes. And this is the. Let's see here. This is the
Ender,
Ender's scope
The new
rifle.
one. Yep. It has more
Okay.
damage than the standard Ender.
Gotcha. Okay. And this is roll item. You said?
On the combat tab, you just roll it, yeah.
Yeah.
Roll item.
item. Okay.
Then just make a straight roll.
3 successes.
Click the 2d12.
And I believe one of them is a crit.
It is a crit. That's why the chat has a 2d12 on it, so click that for me, please.
Okay.
I have a suspicion
2D
this guy is not going to exist anymore.
Click the 2d12.
Yep.
Click what?
There's a
Oh,
button.
there-
See? Crit 2d12.
Got it. I see. It looked like it. The D looked like a 0.
And
And yes.
okay, so the guy in the back takes 3 damage, and you blow his leg off. You fire. The recoil is not something you've completely adjusted to when it comes to short range. You've adjusted the scope for long range, so in short range it goes a little lower than you would like, or you overshoot compensation for the recoil. It goes a little lower, blows off his leg at the hip, and it just falls off completely. And he just drops to the ground. He's alive, but he's not going to be moving anytime soon, and he also drops his gun because he just blew his leg off.
Okay.
And that's now Jack. What do you want to do?
How many targets are there in total?
There are 5. One of them is grappled by Evie, the other one has a leg blown off.
Is there another close one that would be grappleable? I
Yes,
think I
the
might
one on the
follow
far
suit.
right.
Okay. I think
How
I'm
many-
pretty much just gonna do the same thing George did.
1, 2,
Or the same thing Evie did, excuse me.
Yeah. Who is
3,
George? I don't know
4.
who that is.
There's a 4th -2, so there are 2 left after Jack takes... There's 1 left after Jack takes his action, so Jack, please, roll at disadvantage. Although you have martial
This
arts, so you have
would be-
advantage, so it's a straight roll. Hand to hand.
This would be a grapple check, right?
Yep. It'll be hand to hand. You roll straight because you have a disadvantage for the -2, and you have advantage from your martial artist.
Okay, so I won't add that martial arts.
Nope. Just make a straight roll. Oh no.
That's awesome.
If you push it, you will take a point of stress because of the unicorn. Are you willing to push it?
Yeah.
You can also use a +2 to negate the stress.
Yes, you can. Because there's 2 of them. So you can push
yeah,
it,
We have
spend a +2 to get rid of the stress. Or to negate it if you want. Want to push?
I think I want to hold off on using +2s so far. I think I'll just accept that. For
Just-
now, I need to hold
okay,
on
so
to the
you-
stress.
You try to grapple him, but now after 2 shots have been fired, he's a little more prepared and sidesteps away from you before you can get your hands on him. Which means we are now going to roll your initiatives, which is in that little gun icon on the top of the chat. I'm going to roll all the NPCs at once. Jack and George. I will roll. I will draw your initiatives here. Oh boy. Okay. There's still one negative left because for some reason Chunky Bear really doesn't like any of you. And Deckard is going to
he's
drop
just-
the rifle and go for a magnum. Yeah, the guy whose leg you shot off, he just decides to end him as he's grabbing his rifle again. Fuck off. And blows his head off. Next. That is... Well, he would have been next, but he's dead. So, next person is Evie.
Okay.
You still have a guy
now-
grappled as a shield.
Yeah. So I'm now going to take out my katana and I'm gonna slash the guard across the neck.
I'll just call it another grapple roll.
Okay. Is
You-
there
There is still a -2, the last one, so
There
you
is
have
still a
to make a
-2,
straight roll
okay.
for this.
okay.
0. Okay. You have him grappled. You draw the katana backhanded, and because you can't really stretch your hand that far, you kind of toss it into the air and then grab it as it falls. And then just cut his throat open. There's no surviving that. I'm just going
Okay.
to say that he dies. Next, a security officer. You do still have his body, which means he does technically count as a shield. What that means is until that body is suitably destroyed, which means about his health boxes, so 5, any harm you take will go to the body. For now. This one guy is going to fire his gun at Jack because you are closer. He will miss. And then it will be Jack's turn as a bullet just goes about 2 inches from your head. And you kind of dodge it at the very last second.
Take that haircut on the stride, and then I'll try and grapple this guy again.
Same guy? Okay.
I think I need a shield as well. Yeah.
There are no more negatives. Unless someone sent another one in the chat. I don't think so. Yeah, there are no more negatives. Go ahead. You have advantage this
Gotta be
time.
advantage, right?
Yep.
All right.
And he has a normal roll. Well, we're not doing good today.
Oh, I see. It grayed out my other thing.
I believe those are 2 crits. But it doesn't apply. Could you just do a / roll 2d12 on the Forge chat for me?
Yeah, give me a second.
One more. Should be 2d12. So roll another d12. And we'll take the higher.
Holy, can't type today. There we go.
8. This is a crushing injury because it is grapple. Great. So you grab the guy. You take him and you snap his arm and the bone just blows forward as you take him because he's resisting. And the easiest way to grapple him after is just snap his arm forward and then grab him. And he's screaming in pain, but you have 4 over him, so you deal 4 points of damage to the poor guy. He is on the verge of death, and he has a broken arm.
Do I have him as a shield?
Yes, you have him as a shield for as long as his body will withstand damage.
Dope.
He's still alive, so his buddies would not like to shoot at him, so they're going to shoot at Deckard. Because he looks like an old man who can't defend himself, and they still miss. Really, with a D10 and D12. My own dice don't like me. This one's gonna try and shoot Evie, because you're only holding a dead body now. Hey, there's 2 damage to the dead body. Then it's George, at the very back of the elevator.
This is almost more of a
At this point, because they're
cyberpunk tactic we're
closer,
doing.
Kind
because
of.
they're closer than earlier, your sniper will no longer apply because you're not at long range. But you
Okay,
can
that's
still
fine.
shoot it at normal.
That's fine. The one who shot at Evie, I'm immediately going to pop off a 50 cal round right into his chrome dome.
This one is in front. You want to aim? You can
what does
aim
that
if you
do?
like. If you're doing a called shot, you do it at disadvantage.
Oh no, it was just a figure of speech. I'm just
Oh
shooting.
yeah, I meant like it's an
too
option.
close for it. I'm not gonna do that.
All right,
I'm not
sure,
gonna do that.
no problem.
Yeah.
And just roll the rifle. Roll the 2d12.
2d12.
And
Nice.
what horrific damage do you do to this guy? Critical injury, piercing number 3. You shoot him right in the eye. Not through the head, but he has a pierced eye, disadvantage on all his firearms and observation, and he takes 2 health. So basically, with a 50 caliber, it shoots at an angle because he's also at an angle. His bullet hits right in the eye, goes out through the skull, and there's just a massive gaping, bleeding hole where his eye used to be. Pretty sure no implant's gonna fix that.
Probably not.
Okay. Let me just, as this starts, check the chat. Okay, no, I don't think any further -2s have been sent. So at the end of each of your rounds, Elle does make a series of rolls that she will do. You guys aren't entirely sure what she's doing, but she's going to make them. Okay, great. Next, Deckard is going to take out his PKD and shoot. A rifle? No, caseless. Wow, I'm not rolling well today. Nope. Old man, old age. Things are happening. Father time gets us all. Evie, you are carrying a body. This does limit your attack options to carry this.
Yeah.
This is basically like 100 kilograms of useless weight you're holding on. What do you want to do?
Okay. I'm gonna just let go of the body. And then the closest one to me, I'm just gonna like turn my sword towards them and just like drive it into their chest.
Go ahead. This still counts as hand-to-hand.
Okay. And
Martial
I do get my
art.
martial arts.
I'll consider it because you did train to use this thing. And Elle
Yes.
did bother to train you a bit. Oh no.
Okay.
Apparently not well enough.
I'm gonna push it. Okay.
This guy's hurt.
Success.
2 damage is enough to kill that next guard. You run. He tries to sort of grab onto your sword, so he does manage to dodge it. And then you, learning how to use it, twist it to its side, and then instead of stabbing, just decide to disembowel the poor guy. That training did come in handy. This security guard, who is by now calling for backup, is going to try and fight against Jack with a broken arm. Jack, roll your hand to hand. He will try to break free at a horrible disadvantage. And gets 1.
And I roll with advantage? 'Cause
Yes,
of martial
unless I need to keep checking the chat here. Nope, you rolled straight because there's another -2 from your friend.
arts. Awesome. That's so cool for me. I'll push that.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Holy
That's
crap.
better.
You snap the arm open, you let it go, he uses his other hand to try and break free of your grab, and then you grab that hand, and then instead of snapping it like horizontally, you twist it, and you hear the sinew break as you twist it out of its socket. At this point, there's no damage to him because you're trying to keep the grapple, but you do break his other arm. So he's not free of you. You still have him held down and both arms are now useless. And it's your turn. You can let him go without him being able to do anything now. He's basically dead. Or he's basically useless.
I was gonna say. I I guess I don't know how far the next target would be. But I'm gonna hold the guy and put my head between his head and his shoulder as the human shield I'm using, and I'm gonna approach this next guy with sort of a devious grin that hopefully I can get to him with, and then I think I'm gonna try and grapple him again. The next guy.
New guy. All right, drop this one. Go ahead.
With advantage.
Yep.
No more twos. All right, cool.
Doesn't look like it. Jesus Christ. You don't grapple him. You grab onto him and you feel like you forgot that replicants are far physically stronger than humans and their muscles are much denser. So when you grapple him, you accidentally snap his neck in between your bicep and your forearm. So you are holding a dead body as you do.
Oops.
So you do have his body, there. He's skipping his turn. He's dead. George, there's technically one alive. He's got
Is it
both
the one
arms
that I
broken,
shot?
bro.
Is it
Oh,
the
no,
one that I shot?
Oh yeah, it is the one you shot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, good night, and I'm just gonna put the barrel of my cannon directly to his chest and just pull the trigger.
At no arms, I'm not even gonna insult that he's gonna be dead. First round is over. You walk away relatively unscathed as you move. Decker's just looking. I am too old. Shit. And he just keeps moving forward, and he decides to holster the gun, and he pulls out his belt of grenades and then wraps all of the pins with a single string. And then just decides to put it by a wall. And he looks at you. The armory's over there. You're going to get your shit. Go ahead. I'll watch your backs.
I'm gonna go and get some riot gear.
Riot
Jack.
gear, great. It's already equipped.
Jack with a smirk as he's gonna walk over to that armory. He's gonna say, "Old man, you gotta brush the cobwebs off. I didn't see you land a single shot that fight."
He just looks at you with his deadpan kind of old wrinkly expression, and he just says, "Fuck off." He just lays the grenades on the ground, and you hear footsteps coming. And about a minute after, while George is putting on riot gear, and Evie, if you want to as well, there is a suitable set of riot gear there.
It affects it affects your mobility,
stealth, and observation, because it does cover the head.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
and
affect any of your
manipulation.
combat rolls.
Okay.
The manipulation is subjective. It's the reason it's there is because if you're in riot gear, you're not gonna be able to convince a civilian that you're not there to hurt them.
Oh, okay.
It's that
Gotcha.
idea. So that's kind of subjective. But the rest of them, and connections, same thing. But mobility,
Okay.
observation, and stealth are the ones that are affected.
Okay. Yeah, I think I will put it on.
Okay. Jack, are you?
I will as well. I think we're gonna find little to no conversation
Okay.
in this, and
So-
if there is to be, you could probably take the helmet off or whatever. Seem a bit more personable.
I mean, you do still have radios, so you can speak to each other through the
Mhm.
through the equipment. So while you're putting it all on, it doesn't take too long. About 5 minutes of hurriedly putting the gear on, helping each other strap the armors around your bodies. You hear the loudest explosion, and several people screaming. And when you're finally done and you look outside the hall, there's like 5 people who've been blown to bits based on the number of arms, legs, and heads that you see kind of just splattered. And then Deckard looks at you, Jack, and says, "That's 5. How many did you take?" and then he moves forward.
I got 2. 3 to go, and I'll catch up.
And he just keeps moving with the rest of you. You have the riot gear. You are now going down the stair. You are going up the stairwell. In the same particular instance, there are 4 more guards that are rushing down, but they are not expecting you. Up to this point, they heard there are intruders, but because you killed the other round with such efficiency, they don't know that the intruders are already up the floors. So, once again, you each have one thing you can do before initiative gets rolled. There are no negatives so far. There are 2 plus 2s for those asking. There are no negatives. What do you guys want to do?
Are they within range? Are they like within visual range?
Yes. You're going up,
Okay.
they're going down. You do see them, like a staircase that goes upwards, 2 sets of stairs
Yeah.
before you get to the floor. You can
Yeah.
see their feet as they come down, so you are able to shoot the moment they're in range or visual.
Okay. George is going to try and look for look to see if he can see any kind of insignia on any of them, denoting a commanding officer.
I
I-
put the wrong people here. Hold on.
Or are they all just in identical uniforms?
Make an observation roll. You have a
Okay,
straight roll
'cause
because of your thing.
what I want to do is I want to be able to, if I can see that one, I'm going to try and shoot him.
Okay.
All right.
Make an observation roll. You have
disadvantage.
no. You have a straight roll because of your implant. Wait, sorry, you don't have an
right.
ocular implant, do you?
No, I have a co.
Oh, then yeah,
Ocular-
a disadvantage because
Yeah,
of
it's
the
disadvantage.
helmet you're wearing.
Yes. 1 success.
There are no insignias on these set of people, but the way their uniform works and the way you saw them earlier, there is a designation for officers. You just haven't seen one yet. There would be,
Okay.
but these 4 are not it. These are grunts.
Then I'm just gonna take the one. I'm just gonna take
The
the
first
one,
one?
that's the one that's closest. Yeah.
Feel free. You do have.
Alright.
You don't have this advantage because you're in close quarters.
Oh, I think you said that they were up on another floor.
Oh, then yeah. If you're gonna shoot, because if you're gonna shoot them from there, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, up the staircase. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let's see here, and that's with advantage, correct?
Yep.
Hey, there we go.
Roll the critical injury, please. I'm gonna keep that tab open because I keep using it.
Is this the same thing
You
that
have
is this?
you have a serious
shooting
problem with
people-
people's legs.
Can I ask for a thing for this for the thematics?
Sure.
Can I have him tumble down either down the stairs or off the railing when I blow his leg off?
He is going to regardless.
Okay.
You shot his leg off mid-run, and I'm gonna say it's the leg that's about the step that hasn't found its ground yet. And he
Going
lands
ass
against
over
the
seat
wall.
pedal. Oh my god.
He's on the
All
ground.
help scream.
He lands there. He has dropped his gun again because he fell down a flight of stairs as you shot him. And that flight of stairs will do 1 more point of damage to the poor bastard. So he's probably not going to walk or get up at any point in this fight. The rest of you, they are not within melee range for this special action unless you'd like to charge after them. If you do charge after them, you are going to be right next to the rest of them. So that's your
Okay.
caveat there. You're at the bottom staircase, bottom half. They're at the top half.
Yeah, I think I'll charge with the katana.
Kill Bilvis, okay.
Yeah.
Hand to hand. Any disadvantages?
Okay.
No. I find myself having to check the chat every time because I
It's the
never
safe-
know whether
it's the safe
whether.
bet.
Wow. Okay. There's 1 damage, but you do crit him. What is a stick on this roll? This counts as. Weirdly, there is no critical damage for slashing, so we'll put it under piercing. You cut a part of his skull off. Like, you try to go for the head, he does duck, and you, because you're slightly inexperienced with the sword, especially with a weird angle, you miss, he ducks, and you cut a chunk of his head off through the skull, and you see exposed brain.
Oh, I mean,
It's
that's
just
very
there,
Kill
and
Bill.
the guy is sort
Very
of
Kill Bill.
dizzily, technically hasn't taken all the damage he could, but functionally he is disadvantaged at basically everything else he's gonna do from this point on. So yeah, what does Jack want to do?
While also charging forward with Evie, I'm guessing Evie gets there first. She seems to be quicker than him. And he's gonna catch the last moment of that scene and just see almost thematically the piece of skull just like slide off, and he's gonna go.
Still got skin and hair attached to it.
Yeah.
And just kind of slides off onto the staircase.
That's gonna gross
move.
him out.
He wasn't expecting to see something like that, but I
A
suppose
little
it's
too much off
only
the
gonna
top.
be. It's only gonna be like a half second, a quarter second, if that, of like, oh wow, that's a little grimy, and then something like, all right, time to break this guy in front of me. I'll do the next closest one.
Are you damaging or trying to grapple him? Not that it matters, apparently.
With this, I think with this, because we're in a staircase, it's almost kind of a funnel. I think I should probably grapple him just to get another even shield.
I don't see a negative.
In case bullets or grenades come down the staircase.
No damage, but the tie goes to you. So you do grab him, and you do manage to keep him held on the neck, this time not applying so much pressure like last time. So you have a living target, which you can tell they do try to avoid shooting.
Yeah.
And finally, Deckard is going to... Oh, why do I have this? Deckard is going to use his mag. Now he's PKD. And is going to shoot the one in the far back no one seems to have hurt. Bullet finally lands for the old man. Now it's time to roll your initiatives again. That's for all of them. I'm gonna roll Jack and George's. You guys are pretty high up. The one security that Evie's cut the head off, or cut a little too much off the top of, is going to try and shoot you at disadvantage. And then because of the range, I'd say that you'd be able to use hand-to-hand to fight back.
Okay.
He has one. He has none. He tries to shoot, his hands are shaking, he's probably seeing double of you, and you just sort of kick the gun to the side and it shoots one of the doubles or triples he's seeing of you. He does kind of wobble looking, did I hit her? Did I hit her? And she just shot. Yeah, that poor guy's not getting up. It's your turn.
Just see dice. Oh man.
So, but that guy is still alive?
Yes. Would you like to put him out of his misery?
Yeah. It seems like the kind thing to do, so, you know, I'm willing to oblige.
You don't have to push that, because that is the base damage of 2, plus 1, because he got 0, so that's free. You know what, the guy's got an open skull. Technically has 1 health left, but at this point, he's not living through this. He's dead.
Yeah.
You just kind of stab him, just...
Yeah, I just stab him in the open, like, cavity.
Into the open cavity of the skull, right into the brain. You see it squish and splurt out blood like a fountain.
Yeah, Evie is nothing if not merciful, you know, so really...
The stairwell
you say as you cut a guy's skull open just to expose the brain. You know the way this looks...
A spray paint can.
Yeah, just spraying out. The way this looks is that you open the skull so it'd be easier to stab him through it. Because based on your hand motions. Like you cut it open, he drops, and then you stab him through the hole you made. It looks very intentional. The security guy has to spend his turn grabbing his gun with a missing leg. So that's gonna be his turn. George. The one you shot the leg off is in short range. The rest of them, because your two friends rushed up, are not within your short range.
Okay. Does one of them look bigger than the other?
The one Jack has taken seems a little bit.
Okay, but there's the one that Jack's taken. There's the one with his leg blown off, and then there's the one. There are two more, correct?
There is, yeah, the one was like blown off. The one Jack has taken. There's only one more. It's the one that Deckard shot and is bleeding out.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the one that Deckard shot.
That's advantage. He's still up the staircase. He never got to go down.
Yeah,
Gotta look out for my boy. Gotta look out for my boy Jack and for myself.
Yeah, there's a competition going on. Don't let him win.
You're gonna take this kill from the old man. You are gonna take this kill from the old man. The crit die doesn't necessarily matter because the damage is enough to kill him. But you did get a 5, which is just to see how you kill him, I suppose. Or what does him in eventually. It's a 50 caliber at a relatively shorter range to the gut. There's a massive hole in his gut, and you can see right through it like a Mortal Kombat death scene. You see this dangling spinal cord left over there as the body just topples over.
Holy shit, that was awesome.
That guy stops existing. Deckard looks a little upset that his body gets taken. Jack still has the guy he grappled though. So what do you want to do? Oh, sorry, there are two more. The one Jack has grappled and the guy with missing leg. What do you want to do, Jack?
I will... How far down are these staircases?
Up. You are up 20 flights of stairs right now, and then there's another 20 when you make the 180-degree turn.
And I'm imagining there's like a little gap in the center, right?
Yep, that little platform. Yeah.
Would it be a big enough gap to overend this guy down the staircase to fall 20-some flights of stairs?
You're halfway up, so he'll fall 10. But if you throw him the right way, he's going to land on his head. And then the rest of his body weight is going to twist over.
Yep, that was the plan, is he's upright and I just want to over the railing, like...
Hand to hand.
Fall down the flight of stairs. Alright.
Turn his head into goulash.
Well, I'm not going to look and see what happens, but...
So well.
I'm not gonna look and see what happens, but if that's what happens, that's what happens.
Okay. If anyone watches wrestling, you basically do John Cena's move. Put him over your shoulder, and then you toss him down the stairs. He lands on his head. His head lands on it. It's not tall enough for it to break open, but it is certainly tall enough where his body weight kind of folds, so his neck and his body are at a right degree angle. For a second, they just...
He scorpions is what that's called.
Yeah, he goes into a right angle from his neck pivot. And George, that is like two flights of stairs right behind you as it falls. And you see it happen. And you see his neck kind of protrude from the front of it. Nasty.
That's right, Jack's not looking.
George will just be like, oh, kill confirmed.
Deckard, upset that his body got taken from him, is going to shoot the guy. Oh, sorry, that was hand to hand. Is going to shoot the guy at the head, and he just looks at Jack while he does it, looking at you with the gun pointed to his head, and just says 6, and then shoots him anyway. He considers it fair, considering George stole his kill.
I gave you the easy one.
So, you guys can start walking up the stairs. Again, with the end of every round, or in this case combat, Elle is going to make a roll. And going to see if it works out for her. Working out so far. Okay. You go up the flight of stairs. There's a door there that has been barricaded this time. So when you try to open it, you know those emergency staircase where you have to push the door? It's been barricaded from the other side. So you have a way to get through it. But now you are fully aware that whatever's behind there is already aware of you and is likely prepared for you.
This is the floor we gotta go to, right?
Yes, it is. This is the floor with the this is the floor with the server room that you need to get.
Question: Are
Yep.
there any vents in this staircase?
Not in the staircase.
Okay. Go ahead, Dorothy. Or sorry, Evie.
So it's just a door. Do we know how far into the room the server is, or how far into
Yes,
the
you
floor?
have schematics. So when you go through the door, I should say there are now 3+2s and yet another -2 for whoever's going to go next. But yes, when you open the door, you have to go down a hallway. The hallway, the unfortunate thing is slightly more narrow, so it can fit
Okay.
3 people side by side. So keep that in mind as you walk through, and one has to be
Okay.
behind. And then
Then
once you get past that hallway, there is a sharp, blind left turn. Basically, it's a 90-degree angle. At that turn, you are going to have to be careful if they set up anything. And by the end of that is the server room.
Okay.
There are multiple rooms in between this hallway. Bathrooms, slight office areas that you can go into if you prefer. But the server room is at the end of that 90-degree turn.
Okay. So with us behind this door, I think Evie's gonna take the grenade that she has.
Hang on.
Open
hang
the
on.
door. Oh.
Evie,
Uh-huh.
don't get too excited yet. What's the floor above this?
I don't know.
The floor above... Yeah, you guys have checked the schematics. The floor above this would have several rooms, so it depends where you are. So right now you're in the staircase. The floor directly above this hallway you are in is an office room. So if you collapse it, it's an office room that goes down on everything.
Would there be a room that's over the server area, or like any ventilation from the top floor that might lead down into the floor beneath it?
You have some schematics here. There is a room right directly above the server area that is a I'm losing words. Med bay on the next floor.
I like the idea that George had. There's likely ventilation on the next floor above us, and maybe if we can drop in at an unexpected angle, we won't run into any traps, any mines, any whatever. It's better than going right through this door and meeting a firing squad. What
So
say y'all?
where exactly would we drop in? Because if we drop in the server room, I would be concerned about damaging any of the equipment.
That is
We're
fair.
going to explode our way in there because we don't have a drill. We have no means of cutting into floor. So it would be through an explosion. We might completely trash the server room.
The vent. The vent should be a clean way in. The only issue is we'd have to go one by one.
Mhm.
But if we're
Can
in an
we-
advantageous position,
Can we fit it through the vents in our riot gear?
Based on the Blade Runner movies, you can fit without the right.
Okay.
I see. I don't have a good feeling going through here. Not that I don't think we're unequipped, but just it's not a good feeling knowing you're gonna get ambushed.
Well, that's what
man.
this was for. And he holds up the grenade.
Do we have
Hold
any
on,
flashes or anything dump in before us?
The Deckard looks. Hold on to that, and he starts putting shape charges around the door, and then he hands George a flashbang, and hold on to that.
I will, and I also look to Jack and I say, I've also got a couple of tear gas grenades if we need to smoke anybody out.
Good. I think that'll be good for the server room.
Yeah.
There won't be a roll to throw these grenades, but I will take them from your inventories.
Okay.
So Deevy's losing the blast grenade, and George isn't losing anything. He's asking you to use the flashbang first. Of course, all of you are already familiar with protocol. Throw it, look away. He blasts the C4 shape charge. The door explodes with this loud ringing sound, but you are prepared with your tactical gear. You and Evie toss your respective grenades. The first one is an explosion, you hear some screaming. The second one is another more silent pop. And then you hear some panic. Because of the flash grenade and the surprise, you guys will get 2 turns before these guys get to move. But there are a lot of them. And like I said, they are lined up in freeze, like a rolling thunder kind of position. They've all been attacked by it. Or they've all been struck down by your grenade, so they've all taken some damage. But you guys have 2 rounds worth of actions before they get to do anything. Same condition. If you rush in, you are going to be surrounded by these people. Also, if you fail any kind of shooting roll, you risk hitting anyone who's within melee range. Because of how tight this corridor is. So first, position yourselves how you'd like to be positioned, because again, 3 people in a row.
Yeah. First off, before I position, can I say that when I threw in addition to Evie's blast grenade, bless you, I chucked a flashbang and a second frag grenade because I want to fuck these guys up as much as possible. I want to weaken them up as much as possible at the start.
Sure. You can toss 2 grenades at the same time.
Yeah. And then
also for your reference, since you were paying attention to the uniform while everyone else was killing them, their uniforms are slightly different. They're more heavily armored. They have some nasty looking weapons on them.
Yeah.
And despite taking grenades and frags, their armor seems to be somewhat more capable of taking a blast.
Okay.
So the second grenade did do some damage, some much needed damage, but they are heavily armored.
Is there what looks like, from what I can see, is there what looks like a commanding officer again?
One in the very far back. Like this one surrounded by all of them.
I will make that shot and I will try and aim directly for his head.
There. How many? Birds gave a +2, so there's 3 of them. And there are 2 -2s again. So you are at a straight roll for your sniper.
Okay. Can I use one of the +2s to give myself advantage?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So there will be 2 +2s and 1 -2.
I gotcha.
For the. Go ahead. You can aim.
I'm gonna push that.
Go for it.
Yes!
Fucking Christ. That's 3 plus the bonus successes. You know, the crit didn't necessarily matter because he already died from the damage. But the 12 is the same thing that took out Lance. A shattered skull.
Oh,
So
oh my god.
I forgot. The thing is, I forgot to mention that you do have to take disadvantage to aim for the head. But
Okay.
even if you didn't aim for the head, that's what you got for crit anyway. So it works out. You aim,
Nice.
you look. Actually, don't even aim. You kind of just Dirty Harry's fast shoot a large ass caliber rifle. As you fire, whether you intended to or not, his head is a hole, and it's just neck and bits of skin flapping around as he drops down.
Yeah. And I
That's
just say very
your opening
calmly on
shot.
I just say very calmly on comms, showtime.
He's out.
then-
The rest of
yeah.
you, remember, but if you go up close, you risk getting shot at if someone misses in the back. But again, if you trust your team, trust your team. Oh great, there's another -2 from Miserable Chunky this time. So there's 2 negatives left and 2 positive. Evie, would you like to take this role to make Miserable Chunky feel bad?
Yeah, 100%. I would love to take it. Okay, so with seeing that they have heavier armor, does it seem like probably my katana wouldn't do as much damage?
It seems like the katana would do better damage because
then
the armor isn't designed to stop slashes. It's designed to stop rapid fire bullets.
got it. Okay.
Basically, they
okay.
weren't prepared for someone with a sword.
Gotcha. Okay, then I will keep my my katana out, and I'll just go for
Far left.
probably far left.
Okay. You have disadvantage, so you have a straight roll thanks to Miserable Junkie specifically.
Oh my god, thank you, Miserable Junkie, again. It's like the old days.
The game started with her doing this to you. It will end with her doing this to you. And the hand.
Oh,
You
okay. I'm
will
gonna
manage to
push
avoid
it.
unless you push. Yes.
I'm gonna push.
You at least equal to deal damage. As a replicant, you push twice. Okay. You crit. So you deal damage, which is the 2 from the katana. And you cut his head off. The D12 is his shattered skull. You run right through. The disadvantage does come because he does fire at you. It misses, it hits. There's a bit of a ricochet that goes into your armor. It doesn't hurt you, but it does distract you a bit. So the first strike, you do kind of fumble and you cut a bit of his hair. And again, you learn from L teaching you, you twist the blade immediately and continue forward and you sever his head. It doesn't come clean off. Instead, you come from the neck in a diagonal across, so you see his skull kind of fall diagonally down as you cut him. Jack?
You fucking
There can
Blade
be
Runner
only
types
one.
Don't
Very
play.
Highlander kill.
Jesus Christ. And I'm the terrorist.
Okay.
This shit's terrifying.
There is still
I
one more
think-
negative that needs to work.
You son of a... Jack is gonna... Can I utilize one of the +2s just because I don't want Evie to get hit in the
Yes.
crossfire?
Yes. Oh, you're using a gun. Okay.
I'm not gonna use a gun, I'm gonna use a grenade. Can I...
This is very close quarters. That grenade's gonna hit
Okay.
regardless. That's why all
Okay.
of them got hit.
I was looking at the nice, beautiful, little 3x3 grid here, and I'm thinking
Okay.
cyberpunk rules where
We can-
maybe there's a square that I can carve out.
Here's what's gonna happen. You can throw the grenade. You're going to have to roll for this, which is going to be a I never checked the roll to throw a grenade.
Athletics, maybe?
Let's call it force. Use your force to toss a grenade. You can use the +2 to negate the negative that was given by gaining advantage. And if you succeed, Evie will have a chance to roll hand-to-hand to use a guy as a meat shield from the blast. If you succeed.
It's real damn tempting.
If you
Like, this is how
fail,
I die.
she's too close to it.
It's real damn tempting.
There, and the
Because then I'll
last
get-
-2 that is going to affect you is coming from your friend. Keeper.
Awesome. That's so great for me. It's so. Oh god, 'cause that'd be 7. I'd be so far in the competition
If they die. If they die.
if they died. That's true. Oh, I don't want to hurt Evie. I'm gonna.
Also,
Jack
that's
is gonna
8
say-
if it matters.
Oh, I thought one was already dead. I thought this guy.
There's
had his
one
head off.
dead, and there's like 8 more. See? 8 of them are
Oh,
alive.
There's
yeah.
9 total.
You're right.
So, does that change
I'm
anything?
gonna. No, I'm gonna move forward to the far right, and I'm gonna say, leave a window so the shooters can shoot.
Yep,
And
there's a
then
middle
I'm gonna
ground where
get
they
this
can shoot.
guy
Okay,
on
so
the
you're
far
going
right.
melee. Go ahead, hand to hand. This straight roll because you have martial arts. You don't have to use a +2
I'm gonna.
unless you want
Ye-
advantage.
No, I don't want advantage.
Yeah.
I'll just do a straight roll with my martial arts countering the -2. I'll do a
So
grapple once again.
Go ahead.
It seemed to be doing nicely before.
Wow.
To prevent
Um,
us from.
that's 2 damage, and you do hold him. You do hold him to you.
Yep.
These guys are not rolling well tonight. Okay,
To help shield,
um,
to help shield a bit, so that way I don't
so you use
get my
that.
ass shot in the hallway.
Like Deckard is going to shoot. Don't mess up. He did not mess up. It's 3 plus the 2 from the PKD. He shoots 1 dead, bringing him to 8. He just
Nice
takes
shot,
his
old
PKD,
man.
just shoots, and then he just looks at you. Says, "Rust is wearing off. Time
That's
to
what I
show
like to
you
hear."
time to show you young blood how it's done." He reloads his blaster. Again, flashbang and all. You guys get a second round before this actually starts. What do you do? Any order works here. Unless someone
I'll go. I'll go.
No
We'll go in
-2s
the
yet.
same thing.
might want to do it before
Gotcha.
someone decides to throw it.
I'm gonna shoot the next the one with that has the biggest gun, and go right for the head. Try and do the exact same thing.
It is the one on the top right here on the map. But
I actually
that-
can't see the map. I actually can't see the map.
oh, you can?
No,
Uh,
it's not showing up on my end. I'm still seeing the city map.
oh, it is the city map.
Yeah.
That is
Just
the map.
look up
It is the
to
city
Wallscorp.
map.
I'm just putting.
In
Look up to the Wallscorp.
in
side.
sector 4.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
I just put
gotcha.
the units there.
So, gotcha.
one
okay,
here-
It's that one.
The problem with shooting that one is if you miss, you are almost certainly going to hit Evie. If you miss.
Okay.
But you may roll with advantage because he is further away from you.
What is the one that's directly in the center
This one is
front
still alive.
look like? The
Actually, let me delete
the
the
center
dead. Let me
front.
delete the dead guys. There you go.
Okay,
This one.
gotcha.
You have low risk
Yeah,
of
what
hitting
is that?
anyone there. That one
What
is
is-
in the heaviest armor.
He's in the heaviest armor. Okay,
Yep.
so he's probably the tank, which means I want to take him out next. So
Okay.
I'm gonna aim directly for his head.
Okay. When you roll, click the small target.
Small target. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. Extreme.
Because that
Okay.
negates the advantage you have from your sniper. So you are rolling at
Okay.
disadvantage.
All right.
Oh, sorry, no. Don't click it. You have advantage from sniper. That gives you disadvantage, so you're rolling a straight roll.
How many +2s do we have?
There should be 2 left, actually.
I'm gonna use one. Give me a self-advantage.
Go ahead. There's 1 left. Oh, 2d12.
Yeah.
Unlike the others, he does have armor. So before you roll the 2d12, check if you want to push for this.
No,
Nope.
I'll take it. I'll take
Nope,
it.
that's all
I'll take
5.
it.
Okay, roll the 2d12.
7.
You blow right through the softest part of the headgear, which is the
helmet.
mask. Like the face shield. Right in that small slit for the eyes, that's where the bullet goes through. And the bullet, because of how hard this helmet actually is, the bullet doesn't exit. You hear it a loud dent. But you shoot right in that tiny little slit for his eyes. And the guy drops.
Okay.
Next one.
You go.
Wait, okay. I was like, wait, have I had my second turn? I don't even remember. Okay, then I'm gonna just go for the one right in front of me.
Okay.
I can't move because the game's paused. But
Oh, shit. That's my bad. Okay, go.
It's okay. And yeah, I'm just gonna slash him.
Go for it. It is hand to hand, so he will get the roll against. He will not get the roll against. That is 4 straight up damage. What's the critical? 3. That's relatively low. Does he survive? You cut his eye out. You
Jesus.
slash him. Again, whether or not you're probably not intending to, like you were going for a head, you're going for a quick kill, you are doing the worst possible thing to him. You cut his skull right across the eye, down to his cheek and jaw.
Did they train you guys to go for the eyes?
You try
Yes,
to end
always.
it quickly. And whether you intended to or not, it certainly looks intentional to everyone else.
I was gonna say, second eye injury. Jesus.
Jack, after that gruesome display.
Am I able to, with this man in tow, like, move towards the middle so I can open up the window down there?
Okay.
So that
There's
way
a -2 for Miserable
you
Junkie for you, unfortunately. But
dude.
go ahead. What are you gonna do to the guy in front?
Jake is just
remember,
converting everyone to
you do still have-
-2.
You do still have grappled one guy. What do you do?
The guy. No, can I bring myself and the guy who I have
Yes.
grappled to that middle space? Okay. And then after like walking him to that middle space, I'm gonna just start wrenching his neck, just hopefully to either get him to tap or Of course, I'm not gonna listen to the tap, sadly. But
Okay, you're gonna stay here.
is that a
Wait.
grapple or a or hand?
Hand to hand, I assume.
Okay. And then that'd be a flat roll.
He's got a 1. You can push again.
Where'd I push? Oh, right there. Yeah, I'll push one more time. There we go.
Describe what you're gonna do. Because he's dead.
Okay. So, with this man in tow, I'm imagining one of his arms is up, sort of chicken wing,
Like a choke, yeah.
and then I have his neck and his arm between. And so, in moving from the right side to the left side to open up this area for the shooters to get access to more targets, I'm going to, in that movement, I'm going to essentially do a falling, what's it called? A falling breaker, where I have his head and his arm in the lock, and I'm going to drop to a crouching position and just with his weight and my weight just go
There is
crunch the neck.
a moment where Evie starts to, I assume Evie starts to question Jack judging you after doing that, and his head doesn't bend, it goes into the body. after judging you for your shot.
But that was clean. He
Uh-oh. 1 second, my internet seems to not agree with me.
with his lid peeled back, I bet he felt it pretty badly.
Sorry.
I don't think he felt anything after that.
This
The
is
guy that you
either
opened up like a tin can.
there's a bit of glitching. This is either my internet or Discord, but your audio is clear.
I think-
so we'll keep going.
I think it's
Okay.
Discord because I'm seeing it too on the video
Okay,
end.
It should fix itself at some point. But you do flatten the guy's head and neck into the body. Horribly. That leaves Deckard. He's not flashy. He's gonna shoot. 3 plus the PKD's 2. He's gonna shoot some guy and follow George Stone's example and just go right for the head with his blaster. Now it's initiative with whatever's left.
George just kind of looks to Deckard and says, "Boom, headshot. Nice job, Deck."
He looks at you and just says, "Can't be upstaged by some goddamn rookies." He just aims his gun. This security that Evie has cut the eye of is going to shoot you with disadvantage. And not going to hit because he can't see very well with all the blood pouring out of it. So the bullet hits like a sidewall. George, your turn.
And he's screaming in horrible pain, saying, "Why?"
All right, so there's still one in the back there left over, correct?
There are 2 of them in the back.
I mean that one that's within my line of fire.
Oh yes, right within your line of fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same thing as each time before, going straight for the head. This
Okay.
time I'm not going to use a +2. This time I'm going to. Do we have a -2?
No, I don't see any.
Okay, then I am going to, with my sniper, I'm going to roll this. This gives me advantage.
Go ahead.
Oh my god!
Hold on. Before you roll that, I don't think his armor is gonna do anything, but let's see. Oh, okay. That's 4 down, so that's 3 plus 1, that's 4 damage. He survives. And
21.
why are there 4 d12? Oh, it didn't check. Okay, the highest number is never mind. That whatever he was gonna get from his armor doesn't matter because you realize that the eye slits are a little hard to aim at. So you aim for the neck, which is a slightly bigger target, and it severs the head with the 50 caliber round.
Security guard.
It just severs his head off. Just
That's funny. Some Fallout 3 gruesome death animations there. Yeah.
Deckard is gonna fire, but he's gonna, because there's only 2 of you here, he's gonna move right behind and just fire to minimize risk of hitting anyone. Armor is barely alive. Jack, 1 guy, barely alive. Jack?
Oh, Jack. Excuse me.
Sorry.
I was
Yeah.
busy reading some insane stuff that Petra was saying, not in the Twitch chat, but in our own chat.
There's another negative 2 from said Pepper. On you again.
Yeah,
Your friends really don't like you.
They might be a little upset at me. It's all right. It's fine.
We're putting them on blast.
Yeah, I get it. I'm guessing
Okay.
Evie has the guy in front handled, so I'm gonna move to this final guy at the back rank, and
Right.
I will I'm just gonna go for a straight, like, I'm not even gonna grapple, I'm just gonna start beating the shit out of him.
Go ahead. Hand to hand.
Unarmed attack, or hand to hand?
Just hand to hand. You're just doing your fist,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, and then it'll be
Yikes.
straight
Do
roll.
that. You don't have to push that. He already took a shot, so you just stole Deckard's kill. You shot him right in the gut, and then you punch it, and then break his jaw, and his head kind of snaps 90 degrees with this sickening crunch of bone as your fist lands. Son of a bitch. He has his gun aimed at the guy, but you just punch him dead. At this
Am I at
point,
5
Evie,
or am I at 6?
you're now at 7, I believe, because you killed the other guy.
Ooh, a
So-
7.
At this point, Evie, this
Weird
guy is not
child.
in defend. You can kill him however you please. So, that dealt with, you now have to go through. However, as you maneuver through the hallway, all the lights shut down. The floodlights turn on, and they also shut down. Someone's here. And unless any of you have an ocular implant, you're going in literally blind. You can have a
Is there
flashlight,
any-
which will at least show you general direction of where you're going.
Is there any
but-
side rooms that are nearby where we can hang out and at least
Yes, there are.
look at the? We can
there's
look
some
at
office
the
rooms on the
schematics
left.
hopefully?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can head to an office room, take a moment. The lights have been shut down. Instinctively, you all know someone's coming.
And they can see and we can't.
Probably. If you don't have any ocular implants, you're at a severe disadvantage. You can't see your target.
Yeah.
Do our flashlights have like the strobe function?
I guess. Sure. Yeah. There's like
That's like
shoulder-mounted flashlights, so they're pointing. They only point straight ahead.
Okay.
But
I
you
mean,
can
if they
go
have
into an
night
office
vision-
room.
I'm gonna say, if they have night vision, that's gonna be a horrible experience for them. So,
Vomiting
Sorry.
all over the place.
well, not even that, just having the green night vision and then getting hit with flashlight strobing is, yeah, miserable to look through.
So what do you guys do? You're in this room.
Do we have access to power anywhere?
Sorry, access to what?
Do we have access to power anywhere?
Not from this floor.
No, I don't think so.
So,
Sh-
while you guys are here, I would like all of you to roll observation at disadvantage.
It's not my worst. It's not my worst dice.
1. 2 for Evie, okay. Okay.
Oh,
I don't like that.
There's no
I don't like
pushing
that.
I
this
hate
because
that.
this is passive. Like, this is just what's happening. So, whoever gets this is not going to be able to defend. Two. Great. While you guys are here, surrounded at a table, looking at the schematic, Jack, you feel a stab right on your gut, a quick, like a punch dagger just punctured you on the side. You don't see. You are going to lose 3 points of damage, or 3 points of health. You feel something just go to your side and punch dagger you, and there's a bleeding hole through the gap in your armor.
am I able to, from that hit, am I able to now essentially discern where the person is loosely?
You did, and then you lost them. They know this place better than you do.
So really quick,
Yep.
I may not have an ocular implant, but I have a hearing implant, which means if I would imagine if they're in close range, I can hear their steps and be able
Yes.
to figure out where they're at.
The problem with this is you are going to have, because you have two disadvantages: the darkness and the helmet, which is why you're at a net disadvantage. So if you want to be able to hear and make it a straight roll, you will have to take off the helmet, which can be dangerous. But if you think it's worth it, you can give a general direction of where they would.
I know Jack's just gonna say, fuck this, I can't see shit. And he's gonna turn on his flashlight and then just start looking for that guy as he shifts and looks around.
Another observation roll. Disadvantages again, unless Shockman would like to take that off. But you'd have to remove the helmet.
No, I'm not going to take the helmet off.
Disadvantages.
Observation.
2. 0.
I'm going to push that.
This time you can push because this is actively looking. Evie.
1.
Again.
Does the flashlight give me any sort of benefit? Or is it just it eliminates the darkness disadvantage, but I still...
It's the thing that allows you to roll, because otherwise you'd be completely blind.
Okay, I see.
This time, there's a strike again. Okay, not the worst. And you hear Decker, fuck me! And he gets stabbed and goes down. Now, he is older than the rest of you. He's not as sturdy as he used to be, so he kind of leans back on the table. Fuck this!
We have the flashlights on and like look in that direction. Can we like see any movement?
You may make another observation roll. Disadvantaged, but you can make an observation roll again to see if you can find the slightest bit of movement and predict where they might go next. Jack and Evie, okay. George, would you like to make a roll as well?
I'm going to use keeping my helmet on. I think we still have 1+2 left, correct?
Yes, you can. You can make a straight roll with it.
I'm going to make a straight roll.
Okay.
If you get your flashlight on, I think you'd be at advantage.
Sure,
Maybe.
I'll do that.
The flashlight's what's letting you roll in the darkness.
Okay,
but you're still
so we all have flashlights.
We still have the riot gear on.
Yes,
yeah, the main thing for me is that I have a hearing implant that allows me to hear things.
But it does require the helmet off.
Specifically, since I'm using this and really honing in and tuning it to its thing, can I hear their heartbeat?
If you succeed, but you're still rolling a regular roll.
Come on.
The hunter has become the hunted.
Oh right, I have to uncheck the police. Yeah.
Then normal roll. Great. For the rest of you, we'll get to George, but for the rest of you, you are seeing a woman. A female, or at least a female feminine body, moving around at an extremely fast pace. The hair is tied very neatly. She's prepared for a fight in a ponytail. And she is carrying more than just the punch dagger she's been using right now. That is just the weapon that makes the most sense for this scenario. For George, you are hearing the slightest form of a heartbeat. It is so measured that this woman cannot be anything but a professional killer. It is so calm, so measured, so calculating. It is a measured, steady heartbeat despite the high adrenaline situation that this is.
Can I tell where she's at with having succeeded with that at this moment?
We shall see. If she succeeds against all of you, you will have no idea where she is. If she fails, you will have a general direction and will finally be able to counterattack.
Okay.
But because you already see her, or you saw bits of her, she will no longer have advantage in the stealth. 4. You can shoot at a disadvantage and see if you hit anything.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna pull up my rifle and look to Jack and say, "Get down!" And I'm gonna fire.
Evie gets down as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You didn't know who it was aimed at. You just heard "get down."
Yeah.
Get down!
Put the cookie
All right.
down.
So with my sniper, with my sniper feat, does this give me just a straight roll?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
2, 3, 5, 3. Okay, so the critical only works if the armor fails. 2 for 2. Okay, so it will cancel the critical, but you will deal damage. You do see, from the slightest second, blood splatter. You do see that it hits.
Okay. I'm going to point. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to point out to my compatriots. She's right there.
We got a bullet
Anyone
trail
with
we
a
can track.
gun may try to shoot with disadvantage.
Okay.
Without
I'll
risking
take
your
out
companion.
I will take out my my subcompact.
Go ahead.
And you said disadvantage?
Yep. Ooh, good hit. E. Okay. Let's roll for
The
that.
subcompact's
It's
that
2, 1.
four-barreled gun, right?
She will only take 1 damage, and the crit will not go through. But you do manage to hit something.
Mhm.
Jack, would you like to take a shot at disadvantage?
I would.
Go ahead.
A second here. Losing 44 caseless, and then just disadvantage.
Okay.
That looks. I'm not gonna try and push that.
That takes
as good as
all
I
of
got.
the damage. Okay. You have all managed to hit her thanks to George's direction. Shooting into the dark, you do see small spatters of blood. But she does, however, take the opportunity to do a full strike.
And we're still not able to defend against it.
No. Because
Bastard.
you did shoot her in the darkness, but you're not able to you will lose her after that.
I cast magic missile at the darkness.
Hoping on the first thing you see.
Let's read this too. Evie, I need you to roll your heavy sorry, this is slashing. Never mind.
Oh, it
Evie,
doesn't
I
matter.
will need you to take 5 points of damage.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, no, do roll your armor. It does protect against it. My bad.
Okay.
It's 5 damage you're trying to mitigate. So roll
Does
your
that
armor.
mean I retroactively need to roll my armor?
Yes, please. Roll your
Okay.
armor once from the attack. That's
Did
4
she
points
push
of
her
damage.
armor?
Okay, so Jack, you can get 2 back.
That's
No, you can't push armor. Jack, you can take 2 points of health back. Evie, you are
Okay,
taking 4
okay.
points of damage, but since you
Okay.
didn't mitigate all of the successes, you will get.
Mhm.
Oh crap!
A crit.
You are receiving a punctured lung. You now
Oh
have
my God.
disadvantage on mobility, stealth, movement rolls.
Oh, I already did. So
Yeah, but even if you remove the thing, you do need
yeah.
immediate medical attention because this is a lethal injury. Means if you don't get
Okay.
immediate medical attention, you will continue to take damage.
would the med kit negate
Yes,
that then?
yes, you can.
Okay.
If you or someone else can do it, but you
Okay.
need a stable environment
Yeah.
without an attacker.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, we need to deal
I
with this
think yeah,
first.
in the dark you just hear like a and then like just see Evie like hunched over and gripping her side.
The thing is, you hear her scream, and then nothing, because you have a lung. You can't muster the air out. You hear one loud gasp of scream, and then and it's getting harder to breathe. What would you guys? I need everyone to make another observation roll. Still disadvantage.
Okay.
Because of her injury, she no longer has advantage on that stealth. And gets a 0. So,
Oh, finally.
Jack
Here
and
it is.
George, you have a singular moment where the two of you see the target.
I'm just gonna look to Jack and say, "Light this bitch up!"
Please, both of you fire.
Yeah, I'll take a shot.
Both of you, your flashlights kind of cross and converge on the same target as she's trying to move around. She's slower because of her injuries.
Can I do this with advantage? Because of my sniper?
Yeah, no, you're in a closed room, so you're rolling
Okay.
straight.
Gotcha.
And I roll flat.
Yes.
Can I push that?
Yes, you can. You can push once. Jack can push twice.
So I push both.
Yeah. No, you can.
both
You push
die.
yours. You push George. See, you push yours. There you. But that's for Jack.
Okay.
And I click both die, correct?
If you want to, but only one failed. Because if you push a successful die, you
Okay.
might get
Gotcha.
a failure.
Okay, I gotcha. Hey, there we go.
There you go. Hold off on your crits, because if she negates the successes, never mind. Do your crits. Both of you.
I didn't get it. Oh, I did get a
You
crit.
do,
Holy
yeah.
shit. Okay. Nice.
6 for Jack. 4 for George. So that is shoulder hit and a cracked skull. And that thing takes the damage. That is 2 minus 1, 4. And then 4 minus 1, 3. That is 7. Woman goes down. 1 to the head, 1 to the body. Finally goes down.
George will immediately drop his rifle and run over and reach into his pack, and start applying medical aid to George Lee. Or sorry, to
Evie,
Evie.
yep.
It's all right.
Decker
It's all right,
will
boss.
do
I
it to
gotcha.
himself.
I gotcha.
Make a
Do I need to
medical
make a
aid roll.
medicine?
The pack will
Okay.
give you advantage.
Okay.
Deckard takes some glue, like some skin glue, and just wraps his wound with
Does
it.
it matter about successes, or does it just one
No,
success?
you're good.
Successful. Okay.
This does not remove the injury, but it does remove the risk of death.
Okay.
So basically, you patch up Evie's lung from the inside, from a
Mhm.
quick, like cauterizing from the inside.
Mhm.
Evie, it is the single most painful experience of your life for a second, and then
Sorry.
it hurts like hell, but at least you can breathe somewhat. Not extensively, but you can breathe more stably.
I'll start wrapping gauze bandages around it to try and pad it out so that it can be good and everything like that.
While you
that
guys
morphine
do
will
this-
kick in a second. Just wait.
Oh yeah, you can actually put a painkiller in. While you guys are doing this, Deckard looks at the body. Fuck. I was hoping it was her. It's not.
You got a
just looked
vendetta
back.
that you're looking to fix.
Dang it.
No, I was hoping things would get easier from this point on. It isn't.
We got a job to do. Let's go.
Hold on.
George will lift. We'll gently lift. Help Evie up to her feet.
You can stand, and when the morphine starts to kick in, you can start moving again.
Okay.
But you do
So
feel, even with the morphine, you don't feel pain, but you do feel the shortness of breath. You'll get tired more easily without the oxygen. So you
Okay.
can't really run, but you can still fight.
So I don't regain any health from that. I may have missed the benefits.
Oh, you
of
don't regain
the-
from health. You just basically what would have happened is if you take another turn, you're going to keep losing health. This prevents
gotcha.
that, but you will stay at your
Okay.
health. Jongy Burv has given a +2 to Captain, specifically.
Yo.
Okay. You guys make your way amidst a few dead bodies and some people. You are in the server room.
Hold up.
Yes?
But before I do that, am I able to? I want to look at this lady's corpse and see if there's any like communication devices or any key cards or anything that might be.
No, but there is some sort of high-tech skin suit armor she's wearing, like a Metal Gear style infiltration suit.
No.
And she's very clearly a replicant from her physical prowess. You can tell that much. But
No.
the armor is almost molded to her body. Like it's molded to her body shape and size, and she just puts it on. It is armor you've never seen before.
Jesus. We're in the thick of it. But no communication or anything.
No.
Damn.
Okay.
All right, let's keep moving.
So,
Can I reload my gun? I don't know if that's a thing in this game or not, actually. But
you don't have to. We just assume you have all the bullets. But you
George
can sort of
obviously, as soon as
reload the clip. Yeah.
as soon as Evie is up and moving around again, he goes and picks up his rifle and he will thematically reload.
Okay.
didn't know if that was a thing I had to keep track of.
Okay. You step outside. The hallway is clear. Dead bodies. Once again, L is rolling something different. Not so good. Okay. Something's happening down there. She's turned off her radio for now. But something's happening down there. You know it. There's gunfire that is audible from the floor you're in. Something's happening down there and in every other floor around you. You get to the door of the server room. Who's gonna open it? It is locked. So, who and how do you open it?
A boot, I reckon.
Go for it.
A boot, and a bang right after.
This counts as force.
Yes. We have another flash.
You can. Someone can ready a flash to throw in.
I
Sure
will
you-
I will ready a tear gas grenade.
I'm sure you runners know just how to do this. As Jack is gonna position himself right before the door and put his whole boot right into the just under that doorknob. Hopefully he can
Okay.
kick out the lock.
Roll your force. Easy. Bust it open. It snaps from the force of your kick. A grenade is thrown in, a tear gas is thrown in, a flashbang is thrown in. Oh, sorry, not a grenade, because you don't want to damage the equipment. But a tear gas and a
No.
flashbang are thrown in. You look away, you hear the pop from both grenades, you look forward, there's no one inside. You do have gas mask, so you can go in through the tear gas. Or you can equip your gas mask now, and go in, or you can wait for the tear gas to subside. That is your choice.
I'm equipping the gas mask and going in.
Step inside. You have the server. One of you needs to make a tech roll.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, I'm bad at tech.
I'm not so good with computers.
There's a +2 for Gavin if you want to use that to your advantage. As a literal
I
advantage.
think I might have to.
I'll look to what is out of character. What does
There's a
everybody have in
-2
tech?
from Miserable junkie, so that's going to negative whoever rolls. Oh.
I have a D8, D6 with
Okay.
intellect and tech.
Same.
Oh, sorry, there's a -2
I
for
have-
Cap'n specifically, so that minus and plus cancel each other
I
out.
have a D10 and a D6. I have a D10
D10's
and a
pretty good.
D6.
Does
Yeah.
Dexter
That-
have
Does
anything
anyone
better?
have... no, he's never been a tech guy.
I had a
Does
feeling.
anybody have what? Nigel?
Sorry, does anyone have anything better than a D10 in their roll for tech?
Yeah, I've got a D10 in my intelligence, and I've got a D6
Then-
in.
So that's all you.
It'll have to be you.
I'm gonna head over to the main server console, and try and pull off my best Dade Murphy and frickin' hack into this bitch and try and do what we came here to do.
There are no more +2s because the one's for Captain, so this is just a straight roll because there's no negative for you either.
Yeah. Here we go. Please don't fuck me. I'm gonna push that.
Don't stress.
Oosh.
Damn it!
You try to
Fuck!
log into it. The thing is, you are able to access the files. However, you did not. You and none of your companions, for the record, are proficient enough with the technology to see the security measure. The door you just kicked in gets crushed underneath a bar of steel that just locks you in. The vents open up. Small little vents that are like 1 foot by 2 feet open up, and something gets pumped into the room.
We're a
And
gas mask, so
You are. But what's
But we're
getting
still
pumped into the
vulnerable.
room is starting to corrode the things around it.
okay.
So, with
Run.
what is essentially aerosolized acid, we will take our break there. So, everyone who is watching,
Yeah, man.
we'll be back in about 10 minutes to see if they can run away from aerosolized acid. Don't go anywhere. We will be back. Welcome back.
Here we go.
We are picking up right where we left off with your ex-Blade Runners and terrorists trapped inside a room behind a foot-thick steel door that has locked them in here, and what looks like, or what is acting like aerosolized acid being spread across the room slowly, corroding everything inside.
George
What would you
immediately
like to do?
George immediately
Run.
comes up and says, "Good news, I got in and deleted it. Bad news, I tripped the failsafe. So let's get the fuck out of here."
So we're good. We're good to go.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Run.
How do you leave?
We gotta
All the
look for-
windows are barred with the steel. The door has been replaced with a massive steel slab. You're trapped in this room.
Even the door. Oh, okay. Understood.
Yeah, the door you kicked
Um,
in got crushed under a giant steel slab that blocks your way now.
Got it. Okay. I thought that we were still on like the other side of the door. Okay.
In the room.
Deckard, if this is the time that you're about to tell us that you have pounds and pounds of thermite hidden away, I'd appreciate it dearly.
Yeah, you would appreciate it.
I would. Just as much as you would, I reckon.
I think I can rig something up that could blow a hole through the wall or next to the door. I would need all of your grenades, though.
I have no more grenades.
Is there a room next door?
Deckard has you two grenades.
Nigel had said that the
Us.
armor had one extra grenade clipped onto the side.
Oh,
So we
okay.
each
Gotcha.
got an extra
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
You
Then I
get-
do
get
have
an extra.
another grenade.
Deckard has two
Yeah.
left. He'll look at you while you're doing that and say, "I'll buy you some time." And he takes out a lighter and tries to trigger the sprinkler system just to see if it can somewhat mitigate what's about to happen.
Wait,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have
Um,
a sprinkler system in a server room, would they?
Well,
would
that
have,
depends.
like,
If it's
the,
on fire, what's worse, a melted
They would
motherboard or
probably
a wet
no.
motherboard?
They would probably have a halon system, honestly, which doesn't.
Or like a
It's not-
CO2 something.
That's the halon system.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
that's what
yeah,
that's what you have. But there are, in effect, sprinklers here because a lot of this stuff is very flammable.
Yeah.
So he's still triggering the sprinklers, but you do have
George.
standard fire extinguishers on the side, which he tells
Yeah.
Jack to use.
George will immediately take all of the grenades and start wiring them up in sort of a connect the dots type
Right.
thing in a hole so that we can all fit through.
Make a
We
tech
know
roll.
there's a room on that side,
I mean, no, but
because we
It's
know
better
there's a
to
room
be-
above us.
that is true. Do you want me to do it into the? How are we going to get up there though?
Climb some server racks, I reckon.
George will look to Evie and say, "It's up to you, boss. I can do it. I can only do it once, but
We got a guaranteed room above us. Hopefully, it's
And
less
it's a
than
med
one
bay.
thick steel.
and it's a med bay."
I'm okay. So, and everything that we've done in the server room is already done. Like
Yes,
we
you're
don't
good.
need this
The job-
technology anymore.
We're
Yes.
good. We're
The
good.
job is
Okay.
done. You just
Nothing-
need to get out.
Okay. Okay. I was just making sure nothing was like
Yep.
still
No, no.
uploading or anything.
No.
Okay.
No, you're
Then
good.
yeah,
Spraying
let's
foam everywhere in the room.
let's try and
holes.
get through the ceiling.
Ooh,
Through the
El-
ceiling. Okay.
El's not looking too
All right.
Oh no, L!
hot. Tech roll
He
then.
needs to give me answers.
Now,
Tech roll.
while this is all going on,
Okay.
here's how it's gonna happen. Because of the water and everything that Deckard is triggering, it will mitigate the acid temporarily. But depending on how many successes you get, that's how many rounds worth that you reduce the time it takes to do this. So you will succeed. It's a matter of how fast you can do it. Right now, you need 4
Okay.
rounds. However many successes you
4
get,
rounds.
that is how many
Okay.
you reduce.
Okay. And we don't have any +2s, do we?
Nope.
Is there a way that I could like help or assist? to,
Yes,
like-
you can. You can
Okay.
roll
Okay,
tech
slow
and see if you
down.
can give him a bonus. So you have to succeed your
Okay.
tech roll.
Okay.
You can push
I'll
if you like.
push it.
stress,
Okay.
but okay. So George, you can roll
Yeah.
with advantage.
Okay. Come on, big trouble, no
Same.
whammies.
Same
rounds.
for me. Am I
I'm
Push.
able to mitigate?
I'm gonna push that.
You and Deckard are
I'm
basically
gonna-
playing mitigating. Like you're trying to keep it from
Yeah.
happening. So okay.
Filling the gas holes with.
So
I
it will take
Go ahead.
3 rounds. You will succeed. It'll take
Okay.
3 rounds.
Okay.
In those 3 rounds, what will happen is your armor is going to melt off, and then you start taking damage. However, Jack, you may help or you may roll tech with help from Deckard. So with it, he will try to give you advantage. And however many successes you get, you will not. So that's 1. However many success you
hold
get
on, let
is
me-
the
let me-
damage
can I
you
push?
mitigate from taking. Okay, great. 3 rounds. 3 points of damage. 1 goes to the armor,
Can I,
but you can push again if you like, but you already
I
mitigate
was
all
gonna
the
say,
damage.
Can I push? Oh,
There you
there
go.
you go. Well,
3 rounds, 3 points of damage. But between Jack and Deckard, Deckard is basically using the fire extinguishers on top of the sprinklers. He tells Jack to grab the servers with his strength and essentially put them in front and try to maneuver it. And the tech roll is basically to understand how acid is going to move, how it's going to work, how long it'll take to burn, and how much metal you need to pile on, because your strength is not in question. You pile a bunch of servers on and try to block the vents and let the acid melt through that. It is moving quickly. You've mitigated all the damage so far. Now everyone needs to make a mobility roll to get up there. You all have disadvantage because your armor hasn't been destroyed. The old man
Holy
shows you up and pulls himself up through the hole, and then looks at all of you having this hard time with all your injuries, with everything that's happened. He looks to all of you, looks at the acid. This time, because there's no one to mitigate it, the acid will burn through your armor now, which means you may roll your mobility again on a straight roll, but you no longer have any armor on you.
I still have to roll at a disadvantage because of my lung.
Yo, because of your lung. Oh. Oh.
Okay.
You're up. Okay. Jack is up. George is left behind. George, you will take 1 point of damage, and you may try again. This time, because
Jack
there's
is
more
gonna-
than one person there,
But-
you may have advantage for all of them trying to help.
And Shock, you're
We're
muted.
gonna stick our arms down.
Thank you. Okay. I'm like, God damn it! Ah! Jack, Evie, help me up.
Can we help him?
Yes, you
There
can.
we
You
go.
can. Okay.
Okay.
You have, he has advantage. He takes 1 point of damage. All your armor's gone. The acid burns a bit of your flesh. Not too serious, but you get pulled up. The room is
Yeah.
filling with acid. So, Jack, Deckard is going to tell you, "Kid, help me out with this." And he's taking a large metal filing cabinet to fill the hole in, so the acid doesn't burn all the way through instantly. Make a force
Jack will-
roll with advantage.
Jack will definitely come over and help.
Oh dear
Dude.
God. That's 2 stress if you push it. Or you can rely on the old man to see if he can.
I can't get a good grip.
Can I try?
I'm not pushing.
You can't get a good grip. You're kind of slipping on it. God fucking damn it, rookie! And he just shoves it down violently by putting his back on the wall and just kicking it forward.
Hmm.
It lands. It will not last forever, depending on how much acid there is. But you're in a med bay. In that med bay, however, there's someone outside who takes a shot. Can you all roll your observation? No disadvantage, you no longer have armor. It's a straight up observation roll. Advantage for You can reroll, George, but advantage because your hearing will play into it as well. Okay. You cannot react to the shot, but you can duck for cover. Because Jack and George are able to see that there's a sniper waiting outside with a trained scope. And you need to duck.
Down!
Hit the deck, any windows or whatever, get under them.
You guys can roll again mobility to avoid getting shot. You don't know who's getting aimed at. So only one of you is getting shot, but you will all roll mobility to avoid it.
Take that.
I'll take that.
Okay.
She is.
He's back.
Oh no,
You'll
I
rec-
thought that the person earlier was Love.
Oh no, that's why Deckard was saying fuck. He thought it'd be easier if she was dead.
Okay.
Here she is.
That's right. It's right. It's not L. It's Love.
It's
You guys
Love.
need a ghost? What's up?
But well, technically at this point only only George knows her.
Oh, okay.
Is aware of her.
Yeah.
Well, actually no, Evie's aware of her because you saw her
Yeah.
when you were made or when you came out of the
Yeah.
factory. So
Mhm.
this shot is because she knows who you are exactly going to Jack. So that is her Ender Scope. To deal 2 plus 3. You are no longer armored, but you did manage to get cover, so you are taking 4 points of damage from a 50 caliber center mass.
Holy.
It's right click to remove.
Yep, I figured it out. And then I should be, I think that was -1.
Yep.
There you go.
-4. So she fires, the bullet goes through the window and into Jack. It has enough force that knocks you back a bit before you get down. And as you all sort of drop down from the shot, she will obviously leave the line of sight. You don't know where she is, but you've been shot.
Jack is clutching the hole and he's gonna groan out to, oh, this ain't fun anymore.
Also, I
Fuck
forgot
me.
that you had a -2. But, you've already been
No,
shot.
-2 and a +2.
But also
And-
+2, so it negated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so both of them are gone. -2 and
Yeah.
the +2,
Yeah.
so you're fine. Okay. Well, not fine.
George will just be like, she's repositioning. We have a little bit of time. Let's move. We need to get to the helipad.
George,
I got a rifle on me. If someone needs to get a better shot on her. Suppression.
George, could you roll me your insight with advantage?
Insight?
You have been in Blade Runners for longer than anyone.
1 success.
Love, which is who you're fighting, and you do see her, was the first Nexus 9 made and the first Nexus 9 Blade Runner, and is every bit of an effective killer as Deckard ever was. Except she is still well in her prime.
Yeah.
So, you guys in the med bay, you're down, you're out of the line of sight. You can hide inside the desks, behind filing cabinets. There's only one door going in here and a window from the hallway where she shot from.
Also,
Right
is
now,
there
you can't be
any-
shot at.
Oh.
Yes?
Okay. Oh, I was gonna ask, is there anything in here that we could use to regain health?
Yes, there are several things. You also have your own med kits besides the
Okay.
what was given to you earlier. You have
Mhm.
a one-time use of what is essentially the equivalent of a speed heal, which will each give you 1 point of health back.
Okay. I'll do the speed heal right now.
I would love that, yeah.
I'll do that as well because I'm only down 1. But hey, with this
Okay.
fight,
Yeah.
every little bit
Put
helps.
1 back.
Yeah.
Now, there are other medical technologies and drugs here you can use to help with your health situation,
Mhm.
but it involves leaving the cover that you have,
Yeah.
and you don't know where she's repositioned because she's shooting from another room. So it's like from the room opposite the med bay, she's shooting through the hallway, and that room is completely dark, so you can't see where she is in that room.
What's the range on my my coagular implant?
As much as you can sort of succeed, essentially. As much as you can focus.
Okay. I'm gonna look to Jack and I'm gonna say, Jack, I don't know I don't know if you know how to use these things, or Deckard, or anybody. If you can try and heal Evie, or at least help take care of her lung, I can cover us. I think I got this bitch in my sights.
What about me? I could use the speed heal just as much as her.
You don't have a popped lung, my friend.
He does have a hole
I
in his gut.
Is there...
There are
I mean, is
multiple.
there-
Just for the record, there are multiple of those things, but you need to get to them.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, between you and that is no man's land. A sniper's dream.
Yeah.
Is there any any shutter gate or anything above the windows that might be able to lock off?
There are
these
shutters, but you also have to get to the windows.
Would crawling on the ground to avoid the windows over to that button
It
be
will
efficient?
It will make it harder for it to hit you, but because you're far from the windows, you're on the far end of the room, there's a sort of angle where she can still see you and
Yeah.
shoot at you. It'll make it harder for her, but there is an angle where she can shoot at you.
I'm almost imagining we're under like hospital beds, so that way the angle is kind of.
You can kind of like
Broke
push
it.
hospital beds on the floor because you got down, right? It was the initial reactions to
Yep.
get down from the sniper. You're either you push the hospital bed down and you're hiding behind it, or you're hiding behind an office desk. Either way, you're on the
Okay.
other side of the room from where you need to be.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, normally under normal circumstances, I think I could be fast enough to potentially get to the window, but I'm so slow right now.
I can get there, but
You
if she
guys
hits
just-
me again,
see,
Yeah.
I'll close the damn window. Cover me. He looks at George and basically, instead of the sniper, use the ender and continue fire. Not really trying to hit
And-
anything, just provide cover.
I was gonna say, can Jack
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
not
I'll-
blind fire, but like
Yeah,
Put
you
it out
can
the
do
window
blind fire. This is not
to try
you
some
rolling.
practice.
This is him getting some
Mhm.
advantage.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will look to Deckard and say, on 3, 1, 2, and then I will start, and I
okay.
will look to Jack, and we start firing with the ender. The ender
You start
assault
blind
rifle.
rifling,
Roll 2.
firing. Okay.
with
you
the
guys start
PKD.
right. So you put your hand up. Basically, you are angling it. He will tell you the direction he's running, so you can angle it away. So even if you don't
Yeah.
see him, you are shooting not at him. You will have advantage for the cover. No, so he will push that because he really needs this to pass. Still no. Old man's not getting anything. So here's the thing. He gets to it, but Love does get a shot in. At disadvantage.
You gonna push stress? Oh man.
He did, and he failed.
Oh.
You are shooting, and you hear a shot ring out, but you hear the mechanical sound. The mechanical shutter is closed, which means he did it. And then you look, and he's been shot bad, bleeding out on the ground.
I've got one more med. I've got one more med kit. I'm gonna run over to him, and I'm going to patch him up.
Fuck
Go
that,
ahead.
get him in the chair. That'll get him better.
Okay.
No, he can't move
Yeah,
right
I'll-
now. You need to patch him up, otherwise that bullet's gonna ring
Okay.
inside his stomach.
Yeah.
You need to do it right now.
I will. I look to Jack and I'll say, Jack, get Evie in the chair. Then take care of yourself. I'll take care of Deckard. We've at least bought some time.
Yeah, he's gonna like shifty eye look around like, yeah. And
Yeah. Thank God.
things and supplies. Oh, fuck.
All right.
Make
So
a
I
med
need to
roll.
make a med roll.
Advantage for the kit. It's your last one.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Okay,
enough.
there we go.
You can stop him from dying, but he's
can I
not looking
push
too
that?
good.
Can I push that?
You
You'll
can,
get stress.
but you're already
I'm-
because this is
I've
already good.
done.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what
gotcha.
you need to do.
I wasn't sure if more successes
No.
did more.
'Cause
Okay.
The only thing
gotcha.
the med kit will do is prevent them from dying from their injury, but
Okay.
it doesn't heal them.
Gotcha.
Right now, what you can use
Gotcha.
to heal them are in here. So, Jack
Okay.
and Evie, you look around, you do recognize what a healing syringe is, and you do recognize the cocktail of adrenaline and things that make your cells divide faster and heal. The thing is, you've already taken one. It's advised you don't take more than one, at least within a 24-hour period.
We both taken one.
Yeah, because remember I told you guys that you can take one and you can gain 1 health back. So if you haven't, you
Gotcha.
gain 1. Would you like to take some more, knowing what you're about to fight, and just fuck the risks?
Can I read the paragraph label on the back to see what the risks are?
Overgrowth of cells, potentially cancer, nausea, vomiting, discomfort. They're all for later down the line, not the immediate side effect.
How do you feel about cancer, Jane?
I don't feel great about it, John, but I think that there are more pressing matters than cancer that we have to worry about right now. So I think that that's a tomorrow problem if we make it there.
With a surprisingly calm look on his face and a smile, he's gonna say, "I feel the same," and then he's gonna jam an additional syringe into
Both of you
himself.
Both
do
of
a
us.
stamina roll.
Oh, amazing. Okay. Also, is there anything here that will get rid of my injury?
I was about to say, this will either get rid of your injury or heal back your 1 health
Okay. Well,
at the risk of a stamina roll. No pluses, no negative.
And I have a disadvantage.
Fair game from now on.
Okay.
Got one.
You want to
Is
get rid of the
one
injury?
enough?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You stab it into
Is it
yourself.
injury or health?
Yes.
Okay. I'd much rather get rid of the injury, honestly.
Okay. You stab it into yourselves. Jack, you can have 1 health back. Both of you feel a very sharp discomfort. It's that feeling of like a freshly, like if you picked a scab by accident, and that stinging feeling. It's like an extended version of that. Like a fresh injury that's just stinging, and it goes from painful to itchy to irritating all at the same time. For Evie, it's much worse. You can feel your lungs regenerating, but you feel it hurts through the cauterization, through the wound. You feel it fixing itself. But in about 2 minutes, both of you are a little more patched up. Your wounds have closed. You stop bleeding. You can move.
Is that the cancer?
Now, you may keep
Potentially could be the
taking it.
nausea.
if you'd like, and continue to risk it for a disadvantaged stamina roll to see how much health you can actually heal yourself with.
At this point,
I
George
see.
will shout over to Evie and Jack and say, "Can one of you throw me one of those pens? I need to give this old man up a little bit."
You pass
Yeah, we'll
one to him.
toss you one.
Grab it, and I'll just jam it into his thigh.
He will stop you, and he will look at you in the eye and say, I am gonna die of a bullet, or I'm going to live through this. I am not going to die of fucking cancer. And he refuses.
All right, I'll just
He
put the cap back.
refuses.
I'll put the cap back on, and I'll put it in my
Has he
in my
taken one?
pocket.
He's already taken one.
He's already taken one.
He's taken one.
Old man, we all die. If you die in 20 years to cancer, I think it's much more favorable than dying right here, right now.
You
I mean,
haven't
hey, you would have
lived
made it longer
as
than
long
us.
as I have.
Ugh,
He just tosses it.
fuck it.
But you did patch him up so he
Moron.
can stand in full, like no injuries. He can't, no critical injuries. He just has a bullet wound. But he can stand and he can aim and he can shoot. So, Unless any of you are still going to take that risk, we will proceed.
I'll take one for the road, but
Sure.
I'll grab a few extras. I'll even grab a couple extra med kits if they have them in there, just in case we need them.
hell yeah.
L, in bated breath, messages through the radio, like communicates with all of you, finally turning it on. Helipad. Chopper. Escape is ready. She doesn't sound too hurt as she does sound tired and worn out. But that is the only message she sends, and then she turns off her communicator again.
L, you, and then the communicator's
It shuts
gonna go before he's able to say anything. Fucker,
So,
we gotta go.
how do you guys exit?
George,
Because there is still a sniper there.
so George, George, before everyone exits, he will put his head down and kind of close his eyes, and he will fine-tune his cochlear implant again, just to try to get an idea of where she's at, just so I can know at least what the angle is at where she's going to shoot from.
Observation with advantage. Because it is very quiet.
Yes.
Great. You need to get down. Because you hear the pin of a grenade get pulled.
Get down!
All of you need to roll mobility with advantage because George has given you a heads up that you weren't seeing before. Okay. And old man is fine. You manage to hide once again on the floor behind some debris. Something gets pulled. All your cover gets blown away. But you are not harmed. It's a small, focused explosion. It's not a massive frag grenade. It's a hyper-focused explosion designed for a room. It doesn't destroy everything. But the tables, the beds, everything you're hiding behind gets blown off and shrapnel starts striking it. But you see the door is open, you don't see L. Oh, sorry, you don't see Love.
I mean,
The first verse is gonna be the same as the second.
Because you
Or
ran
the
down
second verse is gonna be the same as
and
the
you
first.
hid for cover. When you look back up, you can hear footsteps leading away. But you don't see anything. However, those footsteps, you can hear them going in the same direction you have to go to get to the top floor.
Okay.
We have
I'm gonna be
smokes.
like, yeah, and I pull out my last pack of Marlboro wides or of Camel wides,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I
No, you moron! I mean the grenade.
I've got a I don't have a smoke grenade, but I've got a tear gas grenade.
Well, if
You
you
don't
want to
have-
go out there smoking a half a dozen, then you can try and mask our presence with them. But I'm not gonna follow you.
The problem with tear gas is you no longer have masks. It was destroyed
That's
by
true.
the acid.
That's true. That's
Oh,
true.
that's the same
Tear
problem
gas
with
is
smoke. So any kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
obfuscating grenade you have will be
Yeah.
hindrances to you as well.
George, having heard where she's running, will look to the rest of the party and look specifically to Jack and say, she's heading for the helipad. Or at least in that general direction. She's trying to relocate. I think if we move fast, we might be able to beat her, but we have to move now.
Yeah.
Deckard
Move while
looks
she
at you.
moves, stop when she stops. I agree.
Heading that direction. But it's not the helipad she's after. It's Wallace.
What
He
for?
look- We had an objective here. So did L. She's not going to be looking for us anymore.
Sneaky. Then we move. We move to cover L.
Hold on. He takes a shard of a mirror and just puts it outside, looking. Not here. Let's go.
Yeah.
mobility to do this as quickly as possible.
Okay. With advantage?
No, because you're not,
Gotcha.
not-
Gotcha.
avoiding anything. You're just trying to move fast. Back towards the okay. Hey, old man's not falling behind. Alright. You guys run, and you get to the elevator. It's been recently used. If you take the stairs, just know you are looking at 10 stories worth and about 40 flights of stairs each, so that's about 400 steps.
Oh.
If you wait for the elevator, you don't know what's going to be on the other side.
Yeah.
Are you guys
see
willing to
levers.
risk it?
How many security do you think they could fit into a single elevator?
4.
Do you think we can dispatch 4 people within
It's not that I'm worried about. I
3
think
seconds?
she might. They might have dead man charges on the elevators.
Oh,
We
the
could probably
those-
just take the stairs then.
Yeah,
those stairs
probably
are going
stairs.
to be trapped too. You think?
Maybe. Maybe, but maybe not. Like, how far up do we? You said it's 10 floors.
And we're
10
more
floors,
likely
400 steps.
we're more likely to catch
Stairs.
booby traps on the stairs than, anything that might be rigged in an elevator. There's a lot of hidden crevices in an elevator.
But you would be able to see what, yeah, exactly. You would be able to see what's on the staircase more than you would see in an elevator.
Yeah.
Oh, fair
gonna
enough.
It's gonna suck, but
Yeah, I'll vote for the stairs.
So,
Oh man, if you get tired, I'll fireman carry you.
with the amount of injuries you have taken, everything that has gone on, you are physically fit, but you've also been put to your limit. So you will roll stamina to get up the staircase without having to take a break. Old man's got some fight in him. Oh no, Evie.
Oh
That's a
no,
disadvantage.
Evie.
That's a stress, Evie.
You gotta eat that. I don't know what your resolve is, but I think you just eat that.
I only have one more left.
Oh, you can't eat that.
I can't
Yeah.
eat that.
Make some origami.
Okay.
I gotta make origami.
You can't make origami while running up the staircase.
You should have
Fighting
did that
against
in the med
stress.
bay.
Oh no, could I have retconned that I did it in the med lab?
Actually, yeah, you did take a
Oh, thank
syringe that was
God.
healing you, so sure. You could do
Okay,
that.
okay,
Then
I'll
push it
do
again.
another one.
If you get a number, you... Oh, no. Oh, no. There are no
So
plus twos in the chat.
George had got 2 successes. Can I lower that to 1 success and pick her up and
That-
carry her?
You can, but we have to resolve the fact that Evie's mental state is no longer capable of holding it together. All the times,
Yeah.
all the baseline tests, everything that you've done, I need you to roll a d6 for the first time and last time in this series. We get to show what happens when the replicant runs out of stress.
Oh
That's
my
Evie
god.
That's Evie that needs to roll that, correct?
Yes. You can carry her, but we have to determine what her mental status is
Wait,
as you do.
It's not letting me roll.
Oh, sorry,
Just
just
do like
roll
a
a
forward
forward
slash
slash
roll
roll. D6. Space
I-
D6.
That just
You want me to roll for you?
it's not letting me.
Yeah, because she's out of
Oh,
action, so it locks her out.
I can't do anything.
1.
Here's your roll.
Okay. So,
One's usually not good.
we get to see...
My god. I die
Okay.
running up the stairs.
That's too much.
These fucking stairs!
I'm gonna kill myself. I would rather do that than run upstairs.
You are paralyzed by fear or indecision. Can't force yourself to do
Oh.
anything at all, even to the point of putting your own life in jeopardy due to inaction. So, George, you don't have the time to determine what's going on. You can lift her up because she's not going to fight back.
Yep.
But at this
I'm gonna
point,
fireman. I'm gonna fireman carrier.
Evie, everything's happened too much. Too much, too soon. Everything is... It's too much to handle now. You're tired, you've been shot, you've been injured, everything hurts. You can't take it anymore. Now, oh, I'm so sorry. Number one for that is a human response. A replicant gets a different response. It's called, let me tell you about my mother. You need, oh sorry, you are hurt, damaged, broken, tired. All of this is just for the sake of having the right to live when you never asked to be made in the first place. You didn't ask to be what you are, you didn't want to be what you are, and yet you have to risk life every goddamn time just to live? All of this just so you can have a life that you didn't ask for. It's finally too much. When you go to pick up Evie, because you will go forward, and you'll realize that she's fallen behind and she stopped moving, catching her breath. Evie, at this point, it is too much. And you are tired of these humans telling you that you don't deserve to live, that you are not a human, that you don't deserve to live because you're not a human, that you have to die and commit acts of terrorism just to have the chance to live. You're done with all of it. And you just shoot the next person that comes near you because you do not want to be next to anyone. So I need you to roll your firearms. And unfortunately, George doesn't expect you to shoot him for trying to help you get up. The gun that is immediately available to you is the subcompact. So that is what you're going to shoot. Because the shotgun is going to take too much
out
effort.
of character, I am full health. I am full health, so I should be okay.
Is it at disadvantage
Actually,
because it's short? It's close range.
Actually, never mind. The thing that you've been carrying this entire time is the sword.
Oh no!
So roll the sword with a normal attack, with the advantage of the martial arts, because you've had too much. It is too much. And because it is a melee weapon, George, this time you are actually allowed to do hand-to-hand to see if you can stop it.
I rolled bad, so
It is.
You rolled terrible.
There's
which is
2 base damage
That's
plus
so
1,
fitting.
Sure you
so
wanna
George
push it?
needs 3 successes. You can't push, you don't have stress anymore. You're not
And
able
you
to
said I
push.
have it. Did you say I have advantage on this or no?
No, you don't, but you need 3 successes to mitigate. Okay, 2. So you'll take,
Can I?
unless you push
can I
it.
push that? Can I push
You can,
that?
feel free. 2, okay, you'll
2
take 1 point
successes.
of damage.
I'm fine with that.
You are, so what happens is you're moving downward. You're not sure if Evie's tired or having a moment, but you need to move, because guards are going to be coming up here anytime.
Yeah.
You don't know
Yeah.
where Love is. She might come back. You go to her, and her immediate reaction, gripping the sword, is like this AI jutsu style from the sword draw cut. And you... Yeah?
I want to catch the blade and take the damage in my hand, in my
Sure.
non rifle shooting hand, and be like, nah, we gotta go.
Evie has tears running down her face. It's not fair. It's just not fair. You can deny it as much as you like, but why? Why do you have to be the one that does all of this to live? When you didn't even ask to be part of any of this? Why? How do you respond to George trying to get you? You don't have to attack him again, but how do you respond to this?
Is Jack seeing this?
Yeah, but this is between the two of them at the moment. So I need
Okay.
Evie's response.
And I'm
to
sorry,
trying
George.
to-
What did George say again?
So George, you tried to swing at George. He caught your blade and said, "Evie, we gotta go." And he will just look at you, and I would imagine there's probably a little bit of time
Yeah.
for you to say something. And
Yeah.
regardless of whatever you do, since you're broken, he's just gonna pick you up and fireman carry you.
Okay. So yeah, when she's saying, after you say, because I don't know if you're going to be able to fireman carry, like, I don't know. We'll see what Nigel says. But what I say is, no. Why does it even matter? We're all just going to die anyway. We're fighting for what? For life? What does that even mean? What is a quality of life at this point even? What can we even expect to get?
For those with the chat, if you look at what I'm showing, this is what Evie had. Now, this is a very appropriate response because once you're done with the spree of attack, you move to number 2. Which means George can very easily carry you because you lose the will to fight. There's no point. Fight and fight and fight. Nothing is gonna change. Let him carry you. Let him do whatever he wants. Not gonna do anything. You're gonna die here, or you're gonna die in the chopper, you're gonna die off-world, you're gonna die. You're a replicant. You were born, doesn't matter, you're still a replicant. You have a serial number, you are going to die. Period. But George,
As
you are able to carry him.
as George is running up the stairs with Evie, bleeding from his hand, he will just kind of say, loud enough for her to hear, but for no one else to hear, the point of going on, of keeping on fighting for life, is because if we don't, oblivion takes hold, and then nothing is worth anything. The point of life is that it exists until it doesn't. There's the
George.
brakes, and he's going to continue running up.
You may roll a manipulation roll to see if you can help her again, but you have to do it at disadvantage.
Okay. You said
Otherwise,
manipulation?
yep, you won't do anything. Literally will not do anything.
Yeah. Nope.
Would Jack be able to chime in since he's a replicant and since he's been in the movement? Would he have more experience seeing replicants at this low
Yes.
level?
You have seen replicants during the fight give up, not even from a mission, but from seeing their friends gunned down by Blade Runners and just learning to give up and not fighting anymore. You may try to say something because she's not hearing the words of a human right now.
Insight is my best empathy, but I don't know how I'm gonna insight it.
It's manipulation to convince someone, but you may say anything you want.
Evie, listen to me. I know what you're feeling. I've felt what you're feeling. I know it's not the same thing, but I can tell you right now, it's gonna change. We just need to get up there, and if you can get it together for at least just 10, 15 more minutes, we will make it. So please, listen to me right now and just hold on a little bit longer. What do I
Make
have
a
to do
manipulation
real
roll.
quick?
Or what I've been rolling there. Things are happening. 1.
We got a 1.
Maybe
Am
you
I
can
getting
have-
attacked as I approach?
1 resolve back. But anything you do from this point on is at disadvantage because while you're not being useless, you don't believe in this endpoint. Not really. But you'll do it anyway because what else will you do? How do you respond?
1 foot in front of the other. We can get there. What was that?
I said, put me down because George is carrying me.
You can.
George will stop on the next landing and put her down and just kind of pat her off to make sure she's okay, and then just kind of be like, "We gotta go. Come on."
Yeah. Let's go.
We're in this together. Your pain's mine, sister.
Between you, two humans who support the replicant, and a replicant who knows exactly how this feels. You don't fully believe in their words, but something's better than nothing. Try. If you die, you die. What's the point in giving up at this point? Came this far. So you move forward. The staircase leads to the roof. Leads to the balcony area, which will have a staircase leading to the roof where the helipad is. From the balcony, you see Neander Wallace Jr. sitting at his seat, drinking a glass. You know that the glass for his in front of his helipad is bulletproof. But inside, you see Elle and Love duking it out. Neither of them are looking too good, but Elle has been through hell to get up here. And you can tell that she has some bullet wounds she's also dealing with. The helicopter, on the other hand, your escape chopper is already on the pad. And you can just run for it. What do you do?
I ain't leaving Elle. You two, you can get to the chopper. You, George, you, Evie, get to the chopper. Deckard, are you with me?
Fucking hell. Yeah. I'm with you.
George will just look to Jack and be like, "Stay safe. Be well.
Will do.
Come on, Evie. Come on, Evie."
I think
leave.
Evie looks. Can I make some kind of like check? Because Evie hadn't said this, but Evie was kind of going into this like really wanting to kill Neander Wallace.
I will let you make an insight roll to get past that oblivion mindset and go back to what you came here to do. Similar to a baseline test. Shove all your feelings down and get the job done.
Okay.
For 3 words, kill Neander Wallace.
You have there's a +2 floating from Birdzilla.
I'm gonna do it at advantage.
Yes.
With my +2.
Yep. You're heading up the stairs to the from the balcony going to the helipad. Actually, no. The helipad would be alongside the balcony, so you can just run straight.
Okay.
But you stop.
Yeah.
You remember what you're here to do, and when George sees that Evie stopped, you see her face switch from this blank expression to that same face you see her put on when you're on a Blade Runner job, to that same face you've seen her put on after a baseline test. Or rather, during a baseline test.
George will just look to Evie and say, "You're not coming, are you?"
Kind of.
George will reach into his thing and look at his locket, and he will close it and he will put it back in and he will say, "Don't die."
I'll try.
And he will just run over with her and he will just give her a big hug before she
goes inside.
You have been more human than many of those. You have been more human than many who I have known. It has been an honor to serve with you.
Okay.
He jumps onto the heli. He lets go and he hands Evie his PKD, and he just actually no, he hands Evie a grenade. So she has a fuck you if she needs to,
right.
And he jumps under the he jumps under the chopper.
Okay. So I apologize if one of you is messaging me right now because I'm having a bit of trouble looking at Discord. Okay, no one's messaging. Okay. You guys head in. The helicopter, L's still alive, they have full view that will not necessarily leave. Jord, the bulletproof glass will take a few bits of damage to break, but you can support them if you can manage to break through it with your sniper. So you are going to be part of the combat.
Is there a door gun on this chopper?
No, this was meant to be a fast-moving chopper.
Okay, George will get into the chopper, into the belly of the chopper. He will then lay down, put like what's left of his backpack down as a rest, and then he will start strategically shooting at the window to get them in.
Okay. No, they can get in. It's a matter if you want to help. You're gonna have to break that thing down.
I am gonna help, but I'm gonna help from range.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you have to break it down first before you can actually help them. That's the main issue with the chopper. So you can start shooting. You will be part of the initiative if you'd like to help out in a very dangerous fight, if I should say so.
Sure.
But the rest of you, when you go inside, you see Love and L still duking it out. However, based on the last roll that I made up here, you're going to notice that Love gets... They have swords. They run into each other. They strike each other. And while Love does take some damage, L ultimately drops with a dagger that gets lunged, with a punch dagger that gets lunged into her side. So with L down, 4 of you need to fight. And as she goes down and you guys enter, Love takes one of those syringes and stabs herself with it, and her wounds begin to close, completely disregarding what happens to her body after. But she's going to fight. So, last time, initiative, please. I'm gonna roll for everyone else. Fine. George is first. You don't need to do any roll.
Yes.
Actually, I'll have you roll just to see how much damage you do to the glass, because you need to meet a certain threshold.
I gotcha. And I have advantage on this, correct?
Yes. The glass needs a total of 12 damage to break. That's your
12
base damage
Jesus.
plus extra success. Sorry, 10, not 12. 10. 10 total damage to break. That's 3 plus 1, 4.
I'm gonna push that.
Go ahead.
I'm guessing crits though would probably add additional damage instead of an effect.
Nope, just 4.
That's fine. No, the crit won't do anything to glass. But that's 4 out of 10.
Okay.
That's your turn. George is by the helicopter, still aiming to help. And the helicopter's keeping as stable as it can, but also ready to take off if needed. So, Evie, it's your turn.
I'm gonna ignore Love altogether, and I'm gonna go straight for Neander.
That will mean that she can strike you freely. You can do it, but you're basically going into her, and if you're ignoring her, she can hit you with that sword.
She can hit me, okay.
Perfectly fine. But that's on her turn. It just means you can't defend when she attacks you. But you can move right here and do something right now.
Okay, no. Can I instead get behind Neander, blade to his throat, and make eye contact with
She's
Love?
defending him, so you will get attacked.
She's defending him?
Yep.
I will get attacked. Okay.
If you contest Love and Jack gets there, Jack will take the heat, and then that'll give you an opportunity to
Okay, but you're after Love. That's the only problem.
I see. I'm saying contest Love now, and then break out.
Jack will try to do something after, so the next round she's busy.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. But for her next turn, I'm still gonna be in the red zone.
You're gonna be fighting her, basically.
Well, hopefully I maybe land this grapple, and she will be
okay.
contested.
Okay. You wanna do that?
could Dorge prepare an action, and then essentially skip her turn in initiative?
Actually,
and have me go
could
first
I?
To
You can, but that
forward.
is the same thing. If she targets you,
Uh-huh.
you will not be able to defend yourself
Okay. Okay.
see.
unless you give up that prepared
Okay.
action.
Then
I see.
then then I'm gonna try and grapple her.
Want to grapple it?
Yep.
How does multi-man grappling work in this game?
There's a disadvantage to break free,
Okay.
and she has
I'm
to break free of
thinking, like,
both of you.
I'm thinking Cyberpunk Red, where they would keep getting the negative bonuses, but the only negative bonus would be split between them.
So you want to grapple her.
Yep.
She will fight back.
This is possibly
And the
so
hand.
dumb.
Take her. Grab her. And she takes it. And you have her held. You do have... She does have with one success.
Doesn't she also do 1 damage? Because she got 2 and
Yeah.
what's her name only got 1?
She does get hurt. She's grabbed behind you. She has one hand free trying to hold on to the chokehold you have, but you grab her. So this immediately transitions to her turn. She's trying to break free. You think she's about to break free, you brace. But she doesn't. She takes the sword she has and stabs herself to get to you. Which means you are not going to defend against this because she is not. You are both of you will take the same damage of what she's gonna deal with her sword.
Holy shit.
If I wasn't being stabbed, like, oh my god, this
Metal.
woman.
Metal Gear, yeah. It's kind of it's romantic in a way.
I know.
It's
Oh!
it's Raiden versus the vampire guy in Metal Gear.
That
Holy
is
shit.
a total of 7.
I'm down. I'm
One
down.
second.
Is she down?
Stick. Hold on. Before you do, what is the highest critical roll? 6. Oh, it's all 6. He rolled 3 6s. Critical damage, piercing, on a 6. Okay, that doesn't apply, so we'll just take the next one. Both of you have the punctured lung again.
It's
well,
down.
just the same
You have
one.
it again. You are down. She's going to take all that damage, which is 7. When you drop, she's still standing, or barely standing. But you drop. You are down. She can barely stand, and she leaves that sword in her so she doesn't bleed out. And she takes out her punch dagger and continues to stand in front of Wallace, prepared to die for this. And then, at the end of her turn, see Wallace stand. I can't have you die. And stabs her with a syringe. And the wound closes as she pulls the sword out of herself, and the wound closes. She's still very, very injured, but she will heal a few points, and you don't know what that's going to do to her body because she's starting to twitch. And then Wallace sits back down as Evie drops. Now, Evie, you are not dead. That's not how this works. Not yet. What you are is broken by damage. So, what this is going to do to you is I will need a stamina roll on your next turn to see what happens to you. And if no one makes a medical aid, you're gonna have a problem. Which now leaves us to Deck, who is going to, because you're further away, and she's standing right in front of Wallace to make sure no one gets to him. Deckard slides over to you and will try that medical aid with his med pack. Wow. Good for you, old man. He does a knee slide over to your body, looks at you, not today, and takes the syringe and stabs you with it. I do need you to make a stamina roll, because he doesn't have the time to do a proper medical aid. He's just going to use that healing syringe. Again, stamina roll at disadvantage.
It's just cancer.
Want to push it?
Oh no.
I only have one resolve.
You may not get a unicorn.
Yeah, if
A
you
unicorn's just a 1.
that's a 1 in 10. You only got it's only a 10% chance. Yeah, see? It's
There
only a
you go.
10% chance.
You will
We'll
gain
pass out.
1 health back.
That's out
Just
from
one.
stress.
In real life.
The wound closes, but whatever internal injuries it caused are still there. But you're not bleeding out. And
Okay.
you are down on the ground. You are hurt. She is hurt. But you see what she's willing to do her job. And unfortunately, you also see what your people, what replicants have been really made for. What Wallace really thinks of them. That brings us to Jack. What do you do?
Jack is gonna yell out, Evie, don't look at her! Look at me! I am the movement! And he is going to sprint and try and jumping kick. Like a very cinematic, like spinning roundhouse, as flourishy as it gets kick.
Make a roll.
Almost as if he's not doing it out of his own skill, he is going deep into his programming.
Full JCVD.
Make a roll.
Hand to hand, right?
Yep, advantage.
Is there any +2s? Oh, there it is. Never
Are
mind.
we? Nope. Oh,
Holy shit! Never mind. Don't look at me. Actually,
would you,
I'm
would you
not
like
the
to push
movement.
that?
I mean, even if I do,
You might get some
I just
crits, you
can't-
never know.
that's
But
true.
you'll take stress.
Yeah, I'm pushing it.
You just took stress.
Ugh. That's
You
fine.
run, you move,
If I were to push one more time, it would be 2 more stress, right?
you'll take another. Just one. Just one, unless you roll another unicorn. Then it goes to another.
There we go. Final.
You strike, you move. She strikes you with the sword. You don't take damage, but you don't deal anything. She manages to block you, but you are face to face with her. Now, George, before you take your turn, one of the replicants on the helicopter looks and says, I got something to my help. And fires an RPG into the
Also,
window.
I just remembered my bullets in my rifle are armor piercing,
They are.
and they breach through.
Could help.
They breach through armor plated glass. They're made specifically for that.
Yep. You deal some extra damage. But again, this guy comes forward.
What I was gonna say was I'm gonna try and shoot through the glass to hit either Neander, Love, or both.
Well, you're not gonna have to shoot through the glass much longer. They're gonna blow it up for you to take your turn.
Okay, gotcha.
That's why I said,
Gotcha.
like, before you start taking aim again,
Gotcha.
he goes up.
Okay.
Hold on. And they take an RPG that resembles something of a Panzerfaust, like an old school tech, and it fires a missile, and the glass just shatters into a million pieces.
Oh my god.
And you have a clear shot. Love,
Alright.
however, is acting as cover, so you don't really have a choice but to shoot her.
No love.
I'm
But-
I'm heading.
But
I'm
if you take-
gonna what?
a small target hit, you might be able to shoot through her and hit Neander's directly behind. It'll put you at a straight roll because
No, I'm
advantage
just
and
gonna aim for Love. I'm just gonna aim
Okay,
for Love
go
because
ahead.
I want Evie to have that kill.
Take a shot.
Yeah, with advantage.
Go ahead. Jesus Christ. Roll your crit. I feel like I should know this by now, but what is a 7? Critical injuries.
I feel
Nope.
that for sure.
7. Give me the 7. Oh, sorry, ranged combat. You know what? It doesn't matter. She's dead. You fire, and there's a hole where her head used to just splattered.
And Evie will hear in the distance, "Do your thing!" And then let's go the fuck home!
Jack, not understanding that it was, in fact, a sniper that did it, is just going to see the blood splatter from the head that he had previously tried to strike with a kick, and he's going to be like, delayed effect, I guess?
You are the movement, Jack.
I am the movement!
Wallace does have a drink, and then just looks at all of you very calmly. Well, looks. Just looking at the general direction where you are. Blind as always. You've come here to do something. So do it.
And Evie just gets up. Like barely kind of standing on her own, but she has the sword in her hand.
Elle tosses you her sword. So now you have
and so so she takes both blades sort of up against his neck. Like, this is for my parents. This is for all of the other born replicant children. You and this entire world have obliterated. And know that one of them was the one that ended you. And then doesn't even let him talk. Just
Frost,
done.
like sort of like Anakin Skywalker, cut his head off with 2 swords.
Yeah.
It falls down with that same kind of, like, dead look in his eyes. And as you do that, Deckard has managed to help Elle up, and you see the pilot is saying, "Time to move, people! Time to move!" And you guys start making your way to the helicopter.
Yeah, I think Evie might need help, because after that she's like, that was like all of her strength, kind
Mental.
of like at the end of Princess Bride when Wesley uses all of his strength and then collapses
Just passes
after.
out.
Yeah.
So, Jack, you can help her.
I gotcha. But first, hold on. And then he's gonna take the revolver out of his holster in his jacket. He's gonna shoot 3 shots into the headless corpse.
Or the head
And his
itself, too. Either one.
Just in case.
Okay. Like, was that
He's
necessary?
gonna place it there, and he's like, fuck, I'm jealous. And he's just gonna keep moving Evie down towards the chopper.
Yeah, the chopper. Get inside. It starts to fly off, but you also see there are guards outside, disregarding their dead boss, carrying a missile launcher. Multiples of them. You were flying up, and you were flying evasively. Elle looks down at it, and then she looks at all of you. Those are heat-seeking.
Still got flares?
Fuck. We're all out. Not sure I can avoid those. And she says, well, she hands a disc to Evie. All yours. And she jumps out as the helicopter's flying away. You see Deckard trying to give her cover fire, just shooting, but at this range, with the helicopter barely kind of holding itself together after having been shot at repeatedly, he's not able to aim with any kind of accuracy. But you do see her jump down, probably hurt an ankle, but starts cutting down the RPGs, at least the people holding it. Starts shooting them, or she starts cutting them, they shoot her, she cuts them again. She's fighting through all the bullets. But the helicopter continues to fly. The last thing you guys see is when she takes down the last RPG, she gets rained on. A hellstorm of bullets just go right through her. And the terrorist is done. But you all get to move. Besides the pilot, the ones who are here trying to provide support, they just put their fist over their heart and bow their heads for the person who essentially started this, or at least continued it. Someone started it during Deckard's time, she continued it, and you are all out because of her.
Can I add one final thing to
Sure.
this?
Sure.
So, George in his pocket will pull out the harmonica that he found in Lance's desk, and he will blow Revelry as we fly away on it.
Okay?
But sorry,
That starts-
not Revelry, taps. He will do taps. It's the one that they do for the military burials and everything like that. I don't remember if it's
Right,
taps or
okay.
Revelry, but
Okay.
yeah.
At this point,
Jack's ears are ringing at this point. He just watched that all happen. He's stoic face. He's not crying. He's not anything like that, but he is gonna, like a machine, move his hands towards his pocket and put a cigarette to his lips and find a lighter and then just spark it 5, 6, 7 times. It's not going till eventually he just kind of drops the lighter and then just looks over at the helipad where she's fallen
when you're
and
done
then just
trying to spark
silent.
it, you will see that this was her intention the whole time. Because when she falls and dies, an explosion
martyr.
happens. This was the plan from the beginning. The
And then
escape wasn't for
George-
her. It was for you.
I had a hunch.
George will flip open his Zippo and light it and reach over to Jack and say, "Need a light?"
Sure. He's gonna lean his head over to hit the fire, then light the cigarette, and then just look out the window, still at that same spot. But deep down, I knew she was talking too different. She was wording it in such a way that I knew she was doing something dumb. Valuing us over fucking what, her?
As dumb as it might have been, think about what the ripple effect will be on the movement, both here and on the off-world colonies. We have the movement now has a martyr and has something to rally around.
I've no doubt she's 8 moves ahead, but oh fuck, it's tough to see. He's gonna say as he is trying to keep it together. He's definitely been pressing back the feelings that this was gonna happen way long before this mission. And now they're trying to bubble their way to the surface, but it's pushing them down to hopefully let them release like steam out of a bottle instead of a tidal wave.
So
George
You guys
will
leave?
look to Evie, and while we're in the chopper, he won't say anything at first. He'll just put his hands on. I don't know where she's sitting, but he'll basically, being as big as he is, he will probably reach to somewhere that is neutral in placement, and in a comforting way, just kind of look to her and just smile and say, "Thank you." Because of what you did, helping me and helping everyone. Not only do I get to spend and start a new life with my sister, and we get to have a life as a family, but so many other children will be born, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You ask what the point of living is. I don't know, honestly, the answer to that. But I do know, or I suspect anyway, that if you were looking for a purpose, those babies that are going to be born and that have already been born, bringing about that better world, I can't think of a better purpose than that. And George is going to pull out his flask and take a big swig. And he'll offer it to Evie.
Yeah, she'll like take a big swig and say, I really hope that we get that and all of it's true.
And we don't get cancer.
Yeah.
One day at a time, I say. One day at a time.
And she just like clings to the disc that Elle gave to her. Like it's like a security blanket or something. Like it's like the only thing that's like she's emotionally holding on to at this point.
It also has a note, everything I promised. Every answer you could want. Now, you guys are sent to a rendezvous point with the rest of the 2,000 plus refugees who are acting like tourists. Their identities wiped, their names gone. So one by one, there's no time to rest. They enter through for an off-world journey. They're allowed in. This flight hasn't been cancelled. LAPD is too busy with the explosion to really check what's going on here. Another part of her plan. Enough of a distraction that they don't check the spaceport. And you will all fly off. George's sister will be in the seat next to the ticket you were given. Evie and Jack will be on the same seat, just a couple of rows behind. But every single person here is one of those 2,000 people that you have given a chance to live on another planet, and you may not know what the future holds for you, but Elle has left you guys in particular a small gift, the equivalent of about 100 chin yen worth of money to start over. Between the three of you, that's about 33-ish. Again, more than enough to start over. Deckard does not fly with you. All he tells you, you go. I have to make sure my kid stays alive. And
Be safe, old man.
It was an honor fighting next to you.
Enjoy
Ditto.
your new life.
I think we ended up tying.
You earned a new life. And then he looks at Jack. I win. And he leaves.
Did he though? Out of character, did he get more? I don't remember.
He had one more than you.
You
Because he
fucker.
didn't get love. So he had one more than you.
Damn it.
But
That's great.
you guys are on the ship. You are going to an off-world where Wallace Corporation doesn't exist, where the Earth is left behind, where the replicants and their children can go, and there are medical technicians among the replicants who may even be able to perform eye surgery just to remove that serial number once and for all. But as you guys leave, what you don't see off in the distance are a pair of boots backing down on the metal floor inside a nondescript warehouse somewhere off-world or out of Los Angeles. Standing up, his camera zooms up to a leather coat, to a nice suit, to Elijah. He smokes, and then there's a guard looking at him. Your rehabilitation done? Yes. They've given me the new memories, the works. I am here to do the job I'm supposed to do. Good. He's allowed to step in, and he goes through the 2 large metal doors that open for him that have like industrial style cryo tank. Ugh. Why does it always have to be me? I just wanted the money. I wanted to go off-world, but no, the Blade Runners wanted to investigate it. We could have avoided all of this. He just tosses the cigarette to the side, taps something. It opens. And you see unclothed Neanderwals Jr. and Love stepping out. And Neanderwals is given a robe, so is Love, and he cracks his neck. Let me guess. They got in my body. Yes, sir.
Fucking clones.
This one will do nicely. Yes, sir. Good work. He just taps him on the shoulder. Now, we continue on. And they walk away with Elijah sighing and looking at the Blade Runner badge he used to own with his number. You really do great work. At least you get to leave here believing that you did something. And you get to live a very long life. Pockets it and takes out a bag of experience and just snorts it straight from the bag. And we will close our story there. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Everyone who has watched. Hey, the move 2049 has to happen.
Yes.
2049 has to
Yes,
happen.
it does.
But thank you to everyone who has stuck with us all the way to the end. Thank you for watching our story. Potentially next week we are going to have a new story with a new game on the same time. Maybe. If not, it'll be the week after. But for the last time, for everyone here, potentially, please tell everyone where they can find you and what you're going to be up to. George Lee.
Hi, I'm George Lee. You can find
Mention
me
vampire.
Give me a second, Captain.
I just want to make sure you're gonna, because I'm gonna.
Give me a moment. No, you can find me. You can find me at George Lee with 2 Y's on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. You can also find me here on the Cybernation Uncensored channel on Tuesdays for Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland. And next time you'll see me on Sunday, whether it's next week or 2 weeks, you'll see me in Vampire the Masquerade. And I'm very, very excited for that. And also just thank you so much to everyone who watched. Thank you so much to Nigel and to Shock and to Cap'n and to Echo and Nolan and everyone who was involved in this project. It was so much fun, and I'm like so grateful for this opportunity.
And Shockman, got anything interesting coming up?
Yeah, hi guys. Michael Shockman here. You can, first of all, before anything else, let's give a big golf clap round of applause to Nigel, for God's sake. Fucker, you fucker. You made me feel more in this campaign through this entire thing than I have ever felt in the combination of all the other games I've ever played. You made me have panic attacks outside of game because of it. You are good at what you do. And this was an amazing finale. Oh my god. Great. Anyway, yeah. Hi guys, I'm Michael Shockman. You can find me here or not here, but because I'm not actually going to be in a live play for a while. I'm taking a bit of a break. Got some other things I got to take care of. But you can find me over on my Twitch channel over at DM Shockman, where tomorrow I will be playing some more of my Bounty Hunter Let's Play with SWOTOR. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, at least for the next little bit until we run out of content, I'm going to continue playing my Jedi Knight Let's Play, and then I'll have to figure out something else to play. You can also find me over on YouTube, both at Michael Shockman as well as at the DM Shockman Institute. I believe on the Institute, as of this upcoming Friday, we're covering one of the laser types, an info dump on the laser weapon types for Battletech in universe for lore and what have you. And yeah, God, this game. Thank you all again, all for everyone. Dorgely, Cap'n, Echo, Noland, Nigel, all of my people who were here on the thing. Like this has been an amazing experience. I know this was the first time I'd ever gotten to do one of these things, and I am so proud and happy to have been able to be part of this. And honestly, after I've had a little bit of a break, and maybe after I've completed my relocation to another part of the country, I will definitely be looking to try and find another game to jump into. So yeah, thank you guys so much.
Happen.
Oh yeah, I was only here 2 sessions, and I was so invested. 3 sessions, and I was so invested. It was really fun for what I was a part of. I loved the role that I had. I loved being able to pivot characters who were already invested into a previous role into a new role. That was so good, and I've never seen that done in a campaign before. And so for Nigel to be able to figure that out and how to mesh the moving pieces together, super impressive and super interesting. I'm also going to be in VTM, Vampire the Masquerade, with Dorge. And so if you liked how I played my character, I know Miserable Junkie has apparently 6,000 points ready for Vampire. I'm sure that it's just going to be +2s. And so that'll be great. I'm looking forward to that.
Surely it's going to be all positive.
Yeah.
Surely we won't have any negatives.
Dude, why would you even just do a negative? There's no reason to, you know? We're nice people. They want to have a happy ending.
Ham on two, and hold the mayo, and don't call me Shirley.
My name's not Shirley. Where's I getting at? Yeah, no, I'm thankful for being offered this because I really like this format, and I'm gonna be in VTM, and hell, I could see myself being in future games past that as well. And so, thank you all for having me. Thank you all for being here. To those I didn't get to fully meet, I thank you all for making this foundational story that I got to be a part of. It was really fun. So thank you all. And my final album recommendation is going to be Them Crooked Vultures by Them Crooked Vultures. Self-titled album. So there you go.
So thank you for everyone who played, those who came before, those who are here now. You guys were amazing. All of you. The 3 of you in particular made this ending something more special than it was probably going to be anyway. You made the story as much as I did. And for everyone watching, thank you again for being here, for joining us, for affecting the story as you did. Some of you more than others for certain negative aspects. But for us, we're done here. Before the rest of you go, we have a little bit of a small video to show you for what's upcoming for Vampire the Masquerade. But for the rest of us, good night, and thank you so much for being a part of this.
Cybernation Uncensored